Hello everyone, this is Al, Red Sox fan, and we're getting ready for the main event of Gennady Golovkin versus Daniel Jacobs, 12 rounds, middleweights. Just coming to the end of this co-main event. It's been a pretty good fight here, to be honest with you. Hello, Broke Black Man 94. How you doing, buddy? The sound is good? Excellent, excellent. I'm gonna, David, I'm going to, because I'm getting the echo in my head set, I'm going to I'm going to mute it. Tell me if you can hear me. I'm going to mute it now. David, can you hear me? I've muted it. I'm taking it they can't hear me. All right. How about now, David? Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm going to have to live with the echo. The way it's set up. I normally set it up a different way, but I have to do it this way tonight. How are you doing, David? Thank you for jumping in and joining for a little bit. Uh, So we're all here to see the Gennady Golovkin Daniel Jacobs 12-round middleweight fight. I think it's going to be a very entertaining fight. Um, Broke Black Man 94 said, wait, do it again. You want me to mute it again, David? Yes, we're just checking the sound quality, myself and my friend David is saying it. Okay, I'm going to mute. Can you hear me now, David? You can hear me, David? I see you've typed yes, but I don't know if that's yes for do it again or yes, you can hear me. I love sound checks. They're so much fun. I hate sound checks. I once did a whole boxing show. Oh, you can hear. Thank you very much. David, I once did a whole boxing show and I was really good that night. And I was wondering why. And I had a bunch of people like sitting and watching nothing. I was wondering why no one was jumping in the chat, and I actually had a lot of people for me, you know. And and then I go back to check it out, and I couldn't hear crap. My either the mic was off or so. So you can hear me then, David, correct? You're not pulling my leg, are you? Anyway, my friend Broke Black Man 94, David the Saint, is in the chat. Thank you very much for his help. Doing the sound check, and check out his station. He's a friend of the channel. His link is provided on my station under featured channels. He does wonderful movie and TV reviews. They're awesome. I love them. And I love David the Saint. All right, let's get back. Oh, David says, now I can hear you. Man, thank you. All right, let me get back to the we're coming up on the end of this fight. The co-main event, which actually been a really good fight. But the only reason why I did not do any audio commentary on this fight, as I can't pronounce the gentleman's name. I believe he's the fighter from Thailand. I can't pronounce his name, so instead of butchering that poor gentleman's name. But if you're able to watch this fight, I've provided some links. Be careful if you use the fight links, people. There's a lot of malware on those fight links. But the best way to watch this fight, if you're not paying for it, as I am, and my freaking cable better not go out, as I'm having trouble with the internet, as my modem thing keeps flashing down there. That's not good. So who knows if we're going to lose. Hopefully we get through this. But if you're going to watch the fight, I provided some fight links up top or below at the page. You can try those. Be very careful of the malware. We're coming up at the end of the co-main event right now. The best way to watch these fights, if you're not going to pay for them, is an app called Mobdro. I provided a link to a YouTube video to show you how to download it. It's very safe. I use it a lot. The only thing is, and it has not just sports, it has all kinds of channels, including like AMC for The Walking Dead, for people overseas who watch The Walking Dead the day after we do. Anyway, Mobdro is a very great app. I provided a YouTube video link to show you how to download it. If it freezes up when you're watching something, just refresh. All right, on to the fight. We're waiting for the end of this co-main event. I'm going to be doing, there is no video of this fight, so please don't ask to show the video of the fight. It clearly says no video of the fight. I provided links. I provided Mobdro to download. That's the way you should watch it, or as I'm doing, watch on cable television pay-per-view. And again, my modem in my computer room keeps flashing, so this could be the shortest broadcast ever. David, can you still hear me? I hope you're still there. All right. So, who do you guys like in this upcoming middleweight fight between Gennady Golovkin and Daniel Jacobs? Thank you, David. I'm glad you can still hear me. I'm going to mute it again. I get very, very worried after that fiasco I had. Hey, did you see what happened to Johnny's station? He's putting up a new station. Yeah, his station got taken off. Anyway, we're coming up on the last round of the co-main event. We're waiting for Gennady Golovkin, 12 rounds, middleweights against Daniel Jacobs. I like Gennady Golovkin in this fight. I don't think he looked very sharp against Kell Brooks, Gennady Golovkin, in my opinion. I thought Kell Brooks for the 4 rounds fought well, but then Gennady Golovkin broke his eye socket and the fight was over. Daniel Jacobs, very good fighter, very tough fighter, has some really, that win, that TKO over Peter Quinlan was a very good win. He beat Sergio Mora twice. But he did get knocked cold against Dmitry Pirog. I believe it's a Russian fighter. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Back in July 2010. And the referee was Robert Byrd. And Robert Byrd didn't even count. That's how cold Daniel Jacobs was knocked out. So I like Gennady Golovkin in this fight. As we are awaiting, we're coming up. This is the last round of the co-main event. I'll be doing my live commentary for the fight. And in between rounds, I will be reading the chat. So feel free to jump in the chat. Share your thoughts on the fight. Share your thoughts on upcoming fights. What do you think of the upcoming Canelo Alvarez, Julio Cesar Jr. fight? I find that to be a very interesting matchup. I mean, Canelo is going to fight him. I believe the weight is super middleweight. 165 pounds. I don't know if they have a catch weight in there. But Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is a very, very big man compared to Canelo Alvarez. But again, I don't know what Canelo Alvarez's, walking around weight is. So, but I think that's going to be an interesting fight. So we're coming up at the end of this co-main event, which has really been a barn burner. And again, I would have done commentary for this co-main event. It's been an excellent fight. Hopefully, if you haven't seen it, you can catch it. Someone hopefully will post this on YouTube. It's been a really, really good fight. But I can't pronounce the gentleman's name. I believe he's from Thailand. I can't pronounce his last name, so I don't want to butcher it. So we're just waiting. Yeah, David. His channel's gone. Anyway, my friend Broke Black Man 94 is in the chat right now, and actually, I am going to make my friend a moderator. You have the power of moderation, David the Saint. But you don't have to worry. I pretty much let anything go in the chat as long as there's no bad stuff being said. Yeah, it's very sad what happened to Johnny's channel, but he's going to do a new channel. So anyway, who do you like in this upcoming fight between Gennady Golovkin and Daniel Jacobs? Share your thoughts in the chat. And what are the fights you're looking forward to coming up in the future? I'm actually looking forward to Canelo Alvarez and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. I think Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. can be a lazy fighter. He's a pretty good fighter. As the co-main event is over and both fighters are bleeding profusely from the eyes, this co-main event was a very good fight. That's a standing ovation crowd right now at Madison Square Garden. I believe that this was for the super flyweight championship. Excellent fight. I believe he's from Mexico. The Latino fighter won this fight. He came back and won this fight. He did get dropped though, but it was an excellent fight. I suggest checking that out on YouTube. So who do you like in this upcoming contest between Gennady Golovkin and Daniel Jacobs? And what are some of the fights that you're looking forward to? I like Gennady Golovkin in this fight. Broke Black Man 94 says, I don't watch this sport, but my money is on Daniel. Well, he's a tough fighter, David. Very tough fighter. The only reason why I respectfully disagree with you, David, is Daniel Jacobs back in 2010 in July got knocked cold by Dmitry Pirog, a Russian fighter for the WBO middleweight championship. I remember referee Robert Byrd didn't even count. I mean, and Jacobs a tough fighter. He's had good wins twice over Sergio Mora, a very good win over Peter Quinlan. And again, Gennady Golovkin didn't look really sharp against Kell Brook. Now, they said he had a cold, he wasn't feeling well, but he didn't look sharp against Kell Brook. He didn't look good. He was sluggish. But in the end, he broke Kell Brook's eye socket and stopped him in the fourth round, I believe it was. Fourth or fifth. There's a fourth round, I think. So I'm favoring Gennady Golovkin in this fight. If I'm Daniel Jacobs, I'm assuming they trained Jacobs to box a bit and try to be an aggressive counterpuncher and hope that Golovkin walks into something. To my knowledge, Golovkin, David David M, I'll call him in the chat because I don't want to, is it Murlock? McCulloch? David McCulloch? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. He has Golovkin in 4, and he tells Broke Black, save your money. Thank you for joining us, David. Appreciate the comment in the chat. I'm pretty much in agreement with David. I don't know if it's in 4, but Gennady Golovkin hits very hard. And I just go back to when Daniel Jacobs, he got cold clocked by Dmitry Pirog back in 2010. And I just remember how the referee, and again, I'm almost positive it was Robert Byrd, I believe. He didn't even count. I mean, Jacobs was out, and Jacobs is a good, tough fighter. You know, he has quality wins over Sergio Mora, Peter Quinlan, amongst others. Those are some really good wins, especially the Quinlan back in 2015. But Gennady Golovkin is a hitting machine. If I was training Daniel Jacobs, I think he should box, throw 1 and 2s, 1, 2, 3s. Don't get into major exchanges with Gennady Golovkin, and somehow hope that Golovkin leaves himself open, walks into something. He's able to frustrate him with movement. Because I think Gennady Golovkin did get frustrated. I believe it was in round 2 against Kell Brooks. The movement. And again, they said Golovkin was sick. So we'll see. David McCulloch is in the chat. He says Jacob has a game plan until he gets punched in the face from a Scotland knight. From Scotland, nice pronunciation. Thank you, David. David also says Jacob is chinny. I agree, David. I agree. He's a tough fighter, David, and Broke. Jacob's a very tough fighter, but again, I know I keep harping on it. When he got knocked cold, people, that was a devastating knockout. So, but he's and I believe Quinlan put him down. Am I remembering that right? David McCulloch says he can't be outboxed. Triple G. That's a very good point, because Triple G's boxing ability is underrated because people just think he's a puncher, and he's a very big puncher. Triple G's a very big puncher, and now we're just awaiting the main event right now. So we're jumping the chat. Feel free. We're doing a little pre-boxing fight chat right now. I'll be doing my live commentary. Right now I have Broke Black Man 94 in the chat and Dave McCulloch from Scotland. Thank you very much for joining me in the chat. Feel free to jump in the chat, people. We don't bite. Dave McCulloch says 350 amateur fights. Excellent point, David. Excellent. Because I think a lot of people just think he's a puncher. And he's a vicious puncher. Vicious. I mean, again, David McCulloch and Broke Black Man 94. In his fight with Kell Brook, okay, that's the worst I've ever seen Gennady Golovkin look. He looked awful until he broke Kell Brooks' eye socket. I remember I did a live audio commentary on that fight, and I was doing it, and I go, why'd they stop the fight? But, the guy has a broken eye socket. So, his corner stopped the fight. That's what they did. But he has boxing ability, and to think that is the worst I've ever seen Gennady Golovkin look, and he was still able to win by TKO in the 4th round. He is just a tremendous puncher. I don't mean that's all he is, but he is a tremendous puncher, and he does have good boxing ability. Dave McCulloch says he just walked over him. He didn't need to box. You're talking about the Kell Brook fight, right? When he finally just walked him down. He's a murderous puncher. That's the one thing I think if Canelo Alvarez gets by Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., and that's an interesting fight to me. I think Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. can be a lazy fighter, doesn't throw enough punches sometimes, but he might be the bigger man in that. He might be the bigger man. And I think Canelo Alvarez, and this is a fight we all want to see, Canelo and Triple G. And I think Canelo could give Triple G a lot of trouble because he'll let his hands go. And again, it's like Dave McCulloch says, until you get hit. But I think Canelo Alvarez could give Triple G a lot of trouble. Dave McCulloch says Brook was a welterweight. That's right. And I give him credit. He stepped up to challenge. It was a big money fight. People who said it was a mistake, I disagree. You got to go for the money when it's there. And he fought hard. He fought hard. He got his eye socket broke. But that's part of the game. I remember going in online after that fight, and people were saying, oh, well, if he didn't get his eye socket broke. That's part of boxing. Injuries. He got his eye socket broke because the other guy hits really hard and hit him. Dave McCulloch says footwork is class. He puts boxers under pressure. That is very correct. He makes boxers work the full 3 rounds of the fight and tires them out. Yes, he's very, David McCulloch, he's very Rocky Marciano-ish in that it's a constant pressure, even if he's not able to land his punches. And again, against Kell Brooks, I thought Gennady Golovkin, that's the worst I've ever seen him look. They said he was sick, he had the flu. That's whatever it was, maybe trouble making weight. I don't know, but that's the worst I ever saw him. And he continually, as Dave McCullough puts it, continually put pressure on his opponent. Continually, that mental pressure of, my God, this guy is still coming. I've hit him with some good shots. I haven't even slowed him down. Feel free to jump in the chat. My name's Al, Red Sox fan. I have Broke Black Man 94 in the chat. He's a moderator. And I also have Dave McCullough, a new person to the channel. Thank you very much for joining us. And he's a very knowledgeable boxing fan from Scotland. David McCullough, who's your favorite Scottish fighter? I'm going to tell you who my favorite Scottish fighter. I used to love Murray Sutherland. He goes back a ways. I don't know how old you are, David. So David McCullough says, Brook was lucky to get out of the first round. Yeah, he got hit with some shots, but, you got to give Brook some credit, David, some credit. He fought hard. Let me take a sip of my lemon water. So who do you guys like? Myself and David McCullough like Gennady Golovkin. David McCullough picked him to win within 4. Broke Black Man 94, a.k.a. David the Saint, likes Daniel Jacobs, but I believe Ken Buchanan, excellent fighter. Oh, yeah, excellent. Excellent fighter. Ken Buchanan, very good fighter. Yeah, he lost to Roberto Duran at Madison Square Garden. That's when Duran won the lightweight championship. And David McCullough says, I'm 28. Well, thank you very much for joining us, David. Dave McCullough says he fought hard, but he was a welterweight. Oh, Kell Brooks, yes. Yes. No, I'm not disagreeing with you, David McCullough. I'm just saying he did fight hard. There was no. Some people got upset. I'm going to be honest with you. When I was doing my commentary and my little show in the chat between, I was in shock they stopped the fight. Yeah, the low blow. It was a low blow Duran hit him with. Yeah. Have you seen that fight? You must have seen the fight. They have that fight on YouTube. You can find it. It was a very entertaining fight for Madison Square Garden. Ken Buchanan, excellent fighter, good boxer. So, but when Kell Brook fought Gennady Golovkin, I remember the first words out of my mouth were, "Oh my God, why'd they stop the fight?" But come to find out, his eye socket was broke. Dave McCullough in the chat says Duran low blowed him. Love Duran. Though amazing boxer. Oh, Roberto Duran's one of my favorites. One of my favorites. Yeah. When everyone thought Roberto Duran was washed up, and again, Madison Square Garden, how hilarious is this? He came back and he beat Davey Moore. And Davey Moore was from the Bronx, and Roberto Duran, that place was rocking and rolling for Roberto Duran. Roberto Duran just had something about him. I always liked Roberto Duran. Even when he lost, I was disappointed when he quit against Sugar Ray Leonard, but I always loved Roberto Duran. I still do, Dave McCullough is, of course, one of my favorites. This is Al, Red Sox fan, and we're right about to get ready to do some live audio and commentary of the Gennady Golovkin Daniel Jacobs 12-round middleweight fight. I provided links on this station to the fight. Be careful if you use those links, as there are malware most likely on those links if you click away on something. The best way, if you're not watching it on television like I am through my cable company and pay-per-view, is Mobdro. It's a great app. I provided a link to a YouTube video that can help you, show you how to download that. Broke Black Man 94 says, Muhammad Ali is the only boxer I know. That's a good boxer to know, David the Saint, a.k.a. Broke Black Man 94, my moderator, and a great friend of the channel. Check his channel out if you like movie and TV reviews. He does reviews of The Walking Dead, Game of Thrones. He does movie reviews. His channel is provided on my YouTube station under featured channels. Tommy Moe is in the chat. Thank you very much, Tommy Moe. He says, Duran. Yes, Duran was a great fighter. What was your favorite Roberto Duran fight? I'd have to say one of my favorite Roberto Duran fights is the Davey Moore fight. Tommy Mo says, my favorite is Julio Cesar Chavez. Excellent fighter. He almost got to 100-0. Incredible fighter. Tommy Mo, what do you think of the upcoming Canelo Alvarez, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. fight? Share some thoughts on that, since you also have followed his son's career. I think his son's an okay fighter. He can be lazy at times, not throw punches. Dave McCullough, have a look out for Josh Taylor, a new Scottish boxer. Okay, I will. Tommy Mo says, I'm not a fan of his son. And then Dave McCullough, yes. Yeah, his son is kind of, I mean, again, anyone who gets in the boxing ring, God bless him. That's a tough sport, the training and anything. God bless him. I'm not taking anything away from him. I'm just saying it as a fan. I did a little boxing when I was younger, fooled around with it. It's tough. It's hard. So, anyway, thank you very much for Broke Black Man 94, my moderator and friend, my friend. Tommy Mo is in the chat. Dave McCullough from Scotland's in the chat. Tommy Mo says, I like Canelo. I'm going to be honest with you. I also like Canelo. I think Canelo, I think he's going to beat Chavez Jr. The only thing is, do they have a catch weight? Are they fighting at 165? I got to look that up after if there's a catch weight. So we're coming up on the main event right now. And my modem keeps flickering, and I'm getting pissed off about that. I swear to God, if my cable and internet go out, I'm not going to be a happy camper. Dave McCullough says, don't like Chavez after they robbed Whitaker. Yeah, that was a tough fight. That was a tough fight, you know. Oh, my God. Chavez and Taylor. When Taylor, all he had to do, I give Chavez a lot of credit. Chavez is a great fighter. Chavez against Meldrick Taylor, the first fight, when all Taylor had to do was stay on his feet in that last round. And people complain, oh, they stopped the fight. Well, he was getting the bejesus beat out of him at the end. I get it. There's only, what was there, like 10 seconds left in the fight? But Chavez was coming on. If that was a 15-round fight, Chavez would have knocked him out. I know there's no more 15-round fights. I wish there were 15-round fights. As we're going through the tail of the tape now, so let me quickly do that. I'm getting caught up in the chat and boxing talk. So here the fight's coming up. Gennady Golovkin is 36-0, 33 knockouts. He has a 92% KO ratio. Daniel Jacobs, 32-0, 29 knockouts, 1 loss, and it was a KO loss. And that's why I'm picking Gennady Golovkin in this fight. I just remember when Jacobs lost to Dmitry Pergrov in 2010. He got starched in the 5th round. So both fighters we're waiting. I'm at least awaiting their ring entrance, and I think this is gonna be a good fight. So, Tommy Mo, who do you like in this fight? Myself and David, have Gennady Golovkin. Broke Black Man 94 likes Daniel Jacobs. Who do you like in the fight? This is Al Red Sox fan saying, thank you very much for joining myself, Tommy Mo, David, Broke Black Man 94, aka David the Saint, for this my live audio and commentary. In between rounds, I'll be reading out the chat comments, and then after the fight, I'll stay on for a bit and we can talk some boxing if you like. I almost forgot about the fight. I was having such a great time talking with Tommy Mo and David McCullough from Scotland, just boxing. So it's really great to come out here every once in a while. And here comes Daniel Jacobs making his ring walk right now. And he's smiling. He looks confident. That's good. You know, he's very confident. He's coming in right now to the ring, smiling. They got a packed house at Madison Square Garden. I think this is going to be an excellent fight for as long as it lasts. I like Gennady Golovkin, Triple G, in this fight. Once again, there is no video of this fight, so if you're going to jump in the chat and call me all kinds of names, go ahead, feel free. It clearly says no video. I provided links if you want to try to watch the fight on those links. Be careful. There's usually malware if you click on the wrong thing. My best advice, if you're not watching it like myself at home on pay-per-view, is to go to the Mobdro link I provided. It's a YouTube video of how to download Mobdro. It's an excellent app. David McCullough says, wonder what his weight is tonight. Yeah, I didn't see that. Do you mean the weight as tonight? Obviously, they made weight for the fight, whatever the contract weight was. I'm assuming 160. It's middleweights. But so Jacobs is in the ring. He's bouncing around. He has someone, I'm assuming it's a hip hop song, as I have the sound way down because I'll be doing my own commentary. And now the lights go off again. I believe this is going to be the entrance of Gennady Golovkin, Triple G, the Destroyer. So, I mean, he hit so hard. So hard. It's unbelievable. Again, in the Kell Brooks fight, that's the worst I've ever seen Triple G, and he won TKO in the 4th round. Yeah, I don't know what they weighed in. Broke Blackman 94 says, I will probably do this for WrestleMania. Oh, awesome, Broke. Oh, dude. Oh, I'm the moderator on that one. David the Saint, a.k.a. Broke Blackman 94. If you're doing that, tell me, because I will actually, I haven't watched a WrestleMania in years, but I will actually buy WrestleMania, and we'll do this. That'll be so much fun. Carl Young, thank you very much for jumping in the chat. Carl Young says, thank you for taking the time to share this fight. I'm going to be sharing my audio comments and commentary. I'm not that bad. I've done this before. I'm not a professional, but it's fun. And it's fun when people jump in the chat. So if you're watching, jump in the chat. Interact. Be respectful and cordial. That will get you knocked out of here if you're not respectful and cordial. Can have a difference of opinion, can rag on one another a bit, but be respectful and cordial, if you understand my meaning. We're all out here to enjoy this fight and enjoy each other's company in the chat. I don't want to hear bad stuff in the chat. So, and again, I'm not talking about not teasing one another or poking fun or ribbing each other. That's fine, but I'm not going to get into it. Everyone should understand what I mean. Okay? We're all fight fans, and we're all human beings. So, all right, here comes Gennady Golovkin into the ring. The ring walk, I'm sorry. He looks stoic, and he looks determined. And I'm going to be very interested to see him in this first round. Again, just going off the Kell Brooks fight, he was very sluggish, very slow. You know, they said he was sick. Some people said he had trouble making weight. But you know what? He still hits freaking hard. And as Dave McCulloch said, great point. He constantly puts pressure on his opponent. Even if he's not hitting you, it's a constant pressure of here I come, here I come, here I come. And that wears down a fighter mentally. And then when he gets in his little rhythm and range, he's going to nail you. And to be honest with you, I never thought he was in a rhythm and range. I'm sorry, in a rhythm with Kell Brook. But he hit him. And he broke his eye socket, and he finished him. So Golovkin is almost into the ring right now, at least what I'm watching. He's very, very stoic. And his look is a bit odd to me, but he kind of always looks like that. So packed house at Madison Square Garden. This is Al Red Sox fan, and you're here watching on Al Red Sox fan YouTube station. I'm going to do some commentary on the fight, and we're going to enjoy the chat here. Feel free to jump in the chat as my freaking cable is flickering. Oh my God. Hold on, people. Here we go. OJ Flash 1. I provided some links. Again, I don't know if they still work. Those are links that I was provided. They're on the page. Also, Mobdro, download that. That's the best way to watch it. So, as we get ready, they're introducing the fighters. My modem continues to flash. Am I still actually up and live? Can you guys still hear me? Thank you very much, David the Saint. Hopefully you guys can still hear me as the cable modem internet thingy is flashing. Great. This is effing great. Alrighty, well, I'm going to assume you guys can still hear me, or I'm just going to be talking to myself. Alright, so they're introducing the fighters right now. They're showing Gennady Golovkin. Now they're showing Daniel Jacobs. Dave McCulloch says, I'm on Mobdrove. How do I get it? David, now go to sport. There's a guy on a bicycle, okay? Hit that little icon, all right, David McCulloch? And then type in Box Nation, and it should be on there. I'm almost positive it's on there. I actually checked earlier today. Box Nation was up and running on Mobdro, and the fight is on there because I went on the internet on their website, and they have the fight. So right now we're getting ready for the introductions to Daniel Jacob and Triple G. Packed house at Madison Square Garden. John Harrison says, we can hear you, buddy. Thank you very much. It's just my modem. I'm having trouble with my cable the past few days. And if I lose my cable after buying this fight and my internet connection goes down, I'm going to be really upset. And yeah, they'll give me credit after I give them crap. But I like doing this. I like talking boxing. So I hope you guys can hear. So now it looks like Michael Buffer is giving the not instructions, I'm sorry, the introductions. So we have quite a few people in the chat. Thank you very much to you, David McCulloch, OJ Flash, Broke Black Man 94, John Harrison. We also have Carl Young and Tommy Moe. And again, I'll be doing my live audio commentary in between rounds. I'll be reading off comments in the chat. So comment on the fight. That's what I'm here for. I'll be giving shout outs to the people in the chat. So now they're introducing Jacobs. He seems very confident. Carl Young says, Golovkin said Brook was late in shots because he wasn't excited for the fight and he wanted a street fight. We'll find out now if that was true. Jacobs is a real test. This should be amazing. I agree. Thank you for that, Carl Young. Thank you for the comment. Because there were rumors. Well, not rumors. Well, the rumors were he had trouble making weight. And also, they said that he was sick for the fight. Again, that's the worst I've ever seen Triple G look, and he knocked the guy out. I mean, TKO'd him. He broke his eye socket. So, all right. So, Gennady Golovkin's they're showing his record. And we're awaiting the opening. We want the bell. We want this fight to begin. This is Al Red Sox fan. You're watching Al Red Sox fan YouTube station. I'm going to have live my live audio commentary of the fight. And jump in the chat. I will be reading out your comments in the chat in between rounds. We have Broke Black Man 94, who's my moderator in the chat. We have OJ Flash. We have John Harrison. We have Carl Young, David McCulloch, Tommy Moe, and I'm missing someone. Am I missing someone? And if I missed you, I apologize. Just jump back in the chat and say, hey, Al, Red Sox fan, you missed me. So, all right, here we go. We're almost there. Fighters go to the center of the ring, getting some refs instructions. Oh, they're staring. That's a pretty good stare down. They're both looking at each other. No one looked away. They touched gloves. And this fight's going to be coming on soon. And Carl Young says this is going to be a big test for Gennady Golovkin. I like Gennady Golovkin. Broke Black Man 94 likes Daniel Jacobs. David McCulloch likes Gennady Golovkin. Jump in the chat. Who do you think's going to win? OJ Flash. Who do you think's going to win? John Harris. Who do you think's going to win? Carl Young. Thank you very much to everyone who's watching and joining us. Here we go. Round one. Waiting for the opening bell. Come on, ring the bell. Both fighters in their corners. My God. And there's the bell. Both fighters move to the center of the ring, and Golovkin's already putting that slow pressure on him. Coming forward. Jacob's a little side to side. Jacob is keeping his distance. Both fighters are pawing with their jabs. Golovkin is doing his very slow pressure coming forward. Jacobs is dangerously close to the ropes in the corner. He is very dangerously close to those ropes. Golovkin rips off a couple of jabs that fall just short. Jacobs tries to go to the body. I believe that punch landed. He moved away. Jacobs is slowly circling. Golovkin looks much more determined in this fight and much more aggressive than he was against Kell Brooks, as he is stalking and throwing his jab, trying to set up his punches. And Jacob is staying on the outside and using his jab and waiting to nail him if he can. Again, Golovkin, now see, Golovkin takes that little step back. Nice jab by Golovkin. Hit Jacob right just underneath the chin. Golovkin continues with that pressure. Another good jab just hit Jacob under the chin. Golovkin continues that pressure coming forward. Good jab by Jacob. He lands. Another nice combo. I think the body punch got in for Jacob. I don't know about those headshots, but he is letting his hands go. Jacob is not afraid. That's a very good sign. This should be a very good fight. Again, Golovkin working his jab, coming forward. That slow pressure, that steady, slow, water-like pressure, where it's like water torture just coming forward. But Jacobs is moving on the outside. Again, nice left hand work by Jacob. Not really landing, but good left hand work. Again, Jacob is on the outside. Golovkin continues that slow pressure. He lets his hands go there, but they don't land. Good jab by Jacob. Good 2-3. Oh, Golovkin just missed with that right hand. That could Jacobs comes firing back with a right hand. This is a very good first round. Not your typical feeling out round. As they go now, Golovkin comes forward with a couple of hooks, but Jacob blocked them, backs away. Jacob is again lateral movement, side to side. Golovkin pressured, behind his jab, coming forward. Jacob jabs to the body. 54 seconds to go here in round number 1. It's been a close round, slight edge possibly to Golovkin as he's landed more jabs, I believe. But Jacob has been effective in what he wants to do. Stay away, but land his punches. Good jab by Jacob there. Caught Golovkin right on the schnoz. Again, Golovkin just missed with a 1-2 as Jacob, very fine defense, moved out of the way. Again, now they're on the inside. They tie up, but before they tie up, Jacobs let his hands go. Nothing really landed, but he let his hands go, and that's very important to let your hands go. Jacob again using his jab and just moving away. But Golovkin, that steady water-like pressure, that trickle, 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 and then it becomes a pond, and then a river, and then an ocean. So it's, again, a nice jab by Golovkin. Oh, another nice jab by Golovkin. But, again, Jacob looks very, very sturdy and steady on his legs. Both fighters, and there's the bell. That was a very good round. Very entertaining round. Very entertaining round. I'm going to give a slight edge in that round to Golovkin. What are your thoughts? I give it, let me mark this down. I give a close round to Golovkin. So I give Golovkin round number 1. That was a good, steady pressure, but Jacobs looked what I like about Jacobs, and I always have, he's not afraid. And he's smart, and he's fighting with the game plan that I thought he would fight with. He's staying on the outside, but he's staying in his punching distance, okay? He's staying in his punching distance where he's throwing his jab. He's throwing his punches. Both fighters missed some really hard combinations, just barely, too. Let me jump in the chat real quick. OJ Flash says, I feel like I'm back in the 50s when they just listened to fights on the radio. Well, I hope you're enjoying it. Here comes round 2. Round 2. Both fighters move to the center of the ring. Again, it is Golovkin with the slow pressure, and he comes forward behind a jab that's blocked by Jacob. Jacob, again, keeping distance. Golovkin threw a couple of jabs. He fell short, and then he's paused with his jab. Jacob is very dangerously close to those ropes. He's got to stay away from those ropes. As Golovkin quickly, you see that a little slow. Jacobs gets out of the corner. Good for him because he was going to get nailed. Again, Golovkin, very slow, steady pressure. Jacobs misses with a combo. They tie up, and then Golovkin pushes him away. Jacob looks at the referee. Jacob jabs to the body. Golovkin, again, slow pressure. Both fighters pawing with the jab. Jacobs, lands a little counter right there. Again, Golovkin gets Jacobs on the ropes, lets his hands go, but doesn't land. They tie up. The referee hasn't broke them. Golovkin's working is free. A lot of head work by both fighters in there. A lot of head work. Jacobs got to stay more at range right now. As Golovkin's already getting within his distance. Jacobs missed with that countering right. Jacob is more flat foot right now, and this is going to play into Golovkin's hands, in my opinion, as Golovkin continues to press, and Jacob, now he gets back to some lateral movement. Good jabs there. Golovkin almost had him trapped on the ropes, but Jacobs quickly comes off the ropes. They tie up. The referee breaks him there in the center of the ring. A couple of jabs by Jacob. They don't land. Oh, another 1, 2, 3 jabs. One might have gotten through to the chest by Jacob. Golovkin comes forward. They tie up. Referee breaks. Now the referee's warning Jacob for tying up. It's just a tactic, ref. I don't think it's a tactic he's using. So again, that steady water-like pressure, I like to call it, by Triple G. 3 jabs by Jacob, backs up Triple G a little, but they didn't land. Triple G is getting his range. He's getting in a rhythm here. He's letting his hands start to go. He's using his jab quite well. Both fighters are using it. Oh, a nice little jab there by Golovkin. Another jab lands, but the little left hook did not by Golovkin, and retaliation with a jab by Jacob. 55 seconds to go here in round 2. Another close round. I'm going to right now. Oh, good jab by Golovkin. It might have. Oh, another good jab by Golovkin. Jacobs is near the ropes. Oh, good counter right off the ropes by Jacob. And Golovkin comes back with a combination. Jacob moves away from the ropes. 37 seconds to go here in round 2. Jacobs jabs to the chest and body. Jacobs is, again, lateral movement, not running, lateral movement. And he has that right hand cocked, ready to go. Golovkin, the steady pressure, Triple G, the constant. Oh, Golovkin missed with a big hook there. Good defense by Jacobs. 17 seconds to go here in round 2. Again, center of the ring, but now, oh, good body shot by Golovkin. And they flail away. 9 seconds to go. Both fighters now get distance. 5 seconds to go here in round 2. Oh, nice little combo by Jacob. And that the bell sounds end of round 2. Another good round. Action. Fun round. Let me jump in the chat. Who do you guys like in that round? Again, I'm a pressure kind of guy. These are close rounds. I like Triple G in that round. Close. I'm putting close for these first 2 rounds. That second round, Jacobs was a little more defensive than he was in the first. Let me jump in the chat real quick. John Harris, as per usual from Triple G. Dave McCullough, his jab is a spear. Yeah, his jab's been pretty good. Both fighters jab, but Triple G looks much sharper than he did against Cal Brooks. He's much more determined in this fight. Dave McCullough, Triple G, 2 up. I agree. OJ Flash, yeah, it sounds like a vintage Triple G action. It's been pretty good. I hope everyone who's not watching it is enjoying my fight call here. We're coming up on round 3. So I'm going to get back. Carl Young quickly says, I thought running up to this that Jacobs might well get hurt. Triple G, he's patient. Triple G's been it's that steady pressure. And round 3 has begun. And again, that steady pressure from Triple G. Jacob gets dangerously close to the ropes early in these rounds. And he's going to linger. Good body shot there by Gennady Golovkin. Now they tie up, and the referee quickly comes in to break him. So it's that steady nice jabs there by Jacob. But again, Triple G is working his job. Triple G is just missing his punches when he does let his hands go, and that's due to pretty good defense by Jacobs. Again, Triple G's letting his hands go, but nothing's there. Oh, a good 1, 2, 3. The body shots by Jacobs, I do believe, landed. Jacobs is a very solid, tough fighter. Oh, nice jab by Golovkin. Man, that right hand is blocked, though, by Jacob. Jacob, again, feeling that steady pressure, but he's taking it quite well. Good body shot there. And then, Triple G working the free hand on the inside. The referee breaks. A lot of head action. A lot of head action by the fighters on the inside. Again, Triple G comes forward with a 1-2, but does not land. Triple G, that constant pressure. Working behind the jab. Jacobs very close to the ropes. He's on the ropes. He's got it. Jabs, gets away from the ropes, but then he goes the other way. So he gets away from the ropes, but now he's dangerously close. Both fighters working their free hands on the inside. Oh! Good action on the inside. I don't know who got the better of that, but Triple G backed up. So I don't know if that punch landed. I have to assume. Oh, good jab by Jacobs. Very good round here. 1:20 to go here in round 3. Again, that steady pressure by Triple G. But Jacobs is taking the pressure well and keeping his jab pawed out there. And both fighters are working the jab quite well. Triple G has been a little more effective. Oh, another good popping jab by Triple G. Another good popping jab by Triple G. Very sharp with the jab tonight. Oh, the left to the body landed by Jacob. The left hook to the head's missed. Now Triple G's, that's a little sly move right there. Now he backs up a little bit. Maybe he's going to bait. Now he starts to come forward again. 47 seconds to go here in round 3. Triple G working that jab. It's been very effective in round 3. Continue. Now he's in stalking mode. Good body work by Jacob there. Got a couple of punches off and moved away. Now Jacob back to distance in his jab. Oh, the first 2 jabs did not land, but that third one by Jacob did get through. 25 seconds to go here in round 3. Center of the ring. Oh, good body punches by both fighters. And Jacobs nods his head with approval. And Triple G comes back with a combination. And once again, Jacob nods his head. 13 seconds to go here in round 3. Very good round. Good action. Triple G pressure. They tie up. Referee breaks them. And there's the bell. Good third round. Good third round. John Harris says Triple G's jab is a battering ram, and I agree. Another close round, but I have to give it to Triple G. His jab is just more effective. Jacobs is fighting a very solid, smart fight. Very solid, smart fight. He just, when he's letting his hands go, he's not landing as much as Golovkin. Golovkin, when he lets his hands go, I'm not saying he's landing everything. He's not. Jacobs has been very solid defensively. Who won the round, John Harris says? I have Triple G winning the first 3 rounds, all very close. The third round, I like Triple G a little more than the first 2, but I have Triple G up 3-0. OJ Flash, any damage present on either fighter's face? None that I can tell, OJ. None that I can tell. And Dave McCullough, his jab sets everything up. I agree, Dave. Here comes round 4. Center of the ring. Again, that slow stalking pace by Triple G. Good jab to the body by Triple G. Jacob, again, lateral movement, moving back and side to side. But now he's more flat-footed. Again, a good jab to the body by Triple G. Jacobs is much more flat-footed this round. The left hand landed by Triple G, but the right hand was blocked by Jacobs. Jacobs dangerously close to those ropes. He's got it. I think, oh, good D there by Jacobs. His right hand just missed, but those punches didn't. And down goes Jacobs. Down goes Jacobs from a left hook, I believe. Oh, that's why you have to stay off the ropes. He seems very clear-eyed, but that was a solid shot a la Rocky Marciano, though it was a left hook, I believe, as Marciano was a right-handed big puncher, but Marciano could hit both hands. Again, now Jacobs is backing up, and Triple G feels it. He's coming forward. Dave McCullough predicted in the chat a 4th-round stoppage by Triple G. Triple G is applying the pressure, and those punches are, oh, that jab is a battering ram. As he can, that slow pressure. And again, he's just, whoa, good uppercut by Triple G. Jacobs waves his hands at him. Triple G, minute 45 to go in the round. He's just applying pressure. That jab is a battering ram, just getting right through. Triple G working the body. Triple G again. Jacob is not replying back. Now he throws a jab. Now he throws a jab. But again, Triple G just boom, boom, boom with that jab. And that swelling, it looks like there's swelling on Jacob's face. Now that's a battering ram jab, as the chat has put it. And now they're standing toe-to-toe. Left hooks missed by Jacob. Again, this could be the beginning of the end for Jacob. That jab is just destroying him. Just getting him, popping him over and over again. Right hand is blocked by Jacob. That steady pressure. Jacob lets his hands go. 4-punch combination. I do feel a couple did get through. But again, Golovkin's right there, continuing with the pressure. Pressure by Triple G. Now he backs up a bit. Jacob trying to reestablish his jab here. 49 seconds to go. Good punches there, but they missed by Jacob. Oh, good body shot. Now Jacob springs back. Golovkin backs up. Now Jacob nods his head. Golovkin comes forward and hits him with a body shot. 35 seconds to go here. Now, oh, another devastating jabs there by Golovkin. Fighters are in the center of the ring. Jacob backs up just a little bit from those jabs by Golovkin. 25 seconds to go here in round 4. Golovkin steps back, takes a breather, ducks away from, oh my God. That jab is going to tear up Jacob's face. Jacob is right there, though. He's right in front of him right now. Oh, a left hook. I'm sorry, a left jab and a right uppercut just missed. Oh, good combination there by Triple G, but Jacobs retaliates, and Jacob throws a combination of the head and body. No quitting Jacobs, that's for sure. Both fighters land jabs. There's the bell. What a round of action. That's a big Triple G round there with the knockdown. Give round 4 to Triple G, 10-8. That was some thudding power, people. Thudding power. All of a sudden, boom, Jacobs went down. He got up, was very steady and clear-eyed. Let me jump in the chat real quick. John Harris, you beauty, Triple G. John Harris, come on, Triple G. OJ Flash, doing what he's doing best. Broke Black Man, I want my money back. They're showing the knockdown. You know what? It was a right hand. It was a chopping right hand. I thought it was a left hook. They're just showing the replay. OJ Flash, Jacobs got dropped. Yes, he did. Dave McCullough, that was incredible. That was a heck of a round. Just steady Rocky Marciano-like pressure. Carl Young, wow, that Triple G was going to get a hard test. Triple G can't be stopped, seemingly. Well, Jacobs has been fighting very hard, though, Carl. It has been a good test. Again, round 5 here. Triple G again with that steady water-like pressure. He just keeps coming and coming and coming. And Jacobs is trying to get, now he ties up. See, Jacobs isn't moving as much now, and could be the beginning of the end. Jacobs is much more flat-footed. That jab has been devastating. Oh, the right hand landed, but Jacobs took that well. He's on his feet in the corner. Triple G trying to let his hands go. They tie up. Triple G working that free hand. Both fighters using their head on the inside. The referee breaks them. Jacobs, that jab's going to destroy him. Yeah, and Triple G again just applying that pressure. Oh, that jab just getting right between the guard over and over again. Over and over again. Wow. Good punches in retaliation by Jacobs, though, with that left hand to the head and body. Jacob, no quitting. A very tough fighter. Combination by Triple G, got caught in the gloves. Overhand right misses by Jacob. Jacob much more flat-footed. He's using his jab. Triple G again, 1, 2, 3, 4 body shot, all hard, devastating punches. You can see him breaking down Jacob. You can just see, oh, a nice short shot on the inside with his right hand. My God, that's old school, people, old school. Incredible by Triple G. Oh, he is a machine, a punching machine. I'm not saying he's throwing every second, but it's devastating. So again, pressure by Triple G. Minute 27 to go. He's got Jacob on the ropes, and he hits him with a few more punches. Jacob just one heck of a tough fighter. No quitting, Jacob. He was down in the prior round. Minute 18 to go. Throws a counter right that grazes Triple G. Pressure, pressure, pressure by Triple G. Jacob's dangerously close to those ropes. Triple G misses out there on the inside. They tie up. The referee breaks. A minute 6 to go here in round 5. Triple G. Now Jacobs comes up back with a very awkward combination. Lands to the body. Good jab by Jacob. Snaps Triple G's head back. Counter right. Fell short by Triple G. Jacobs counters him with a right that fell short. Good jab by Jacobs. 50 seconds to go here. Round 5. Action in the center of the ring. But again, Triple G, that slow pressure coming forward. Misses with the right hand. Goes a little side to side. That was Triple G doing that. He's trying to lead him into a right hand, it looks like now. Good counter right by Jacobs. Then he digs to the body. Triple G backs up. And again, good combination to the body by Jacobs. 30 seconds to go here in round 5. Triple G comes forward with pressure. None. Lands that jab. Lands a jab again. Lands a right hand. Jacob moves away. 19 seconds to go here in round 5. Jacob throws a combination but misses. Both fighters pawing with their jab. 1-2 by... Oh, a punch. I don't know if that was a slip or a punch, but Jacobs went back in the corner. They tie up. The referee breaks them. Round's coming to a close here as they fire away at the bell. Very good action round. Very good action round. Wow. Carl Jung says, as time goes on, Kell Brooks' performance will have to be judged as pretty awesome. Yeah, for the 4 rounds, Kell Brooks was... We'll talk about that after. Stay in the chat. John Harrison, Christ, Triple G must hit hard. He hits very hard. Dave McCullough, the downforce on the right hand is crazy from Triple G. It absolutely. Did you guys see when he was on the inside and he threw those quick little right hands and you just saw Jacob's head snap back? That's old school, people. That's old school. Look up some old fight films, fights on YouTube. This is very. Oh my God! Just they're showing the comment replay of an overhand right. Jacob's hell of a chin. He hasn't. Wow, that was devastating. Dave McCullough. Every time he throws, he hurts Jacobs. I agree. All right, we're coming up here. I give round 5 again to Triple G. Let me mark that down real quick. We come up here on round 6. It starts. Oh, big right hand just missed by Triple G. Jab didn't though. He snaps his head back every time with a jab. They tie up. Triple G working that free hand right under the chin. They tie up. They break on their own. Center of the ring. Jacob very flat-footed. He comes forward with a combination. The body punch might have landed. Triple G hasn't thrown anything back yet. Now he works a jab and he comes forward. That slow, steady, water-like pressure. Jacobs dangerously close to the ropes, trying to get away from the ropes, moving side to side. Again, flat-footed near the corner now as Triple G just has him there, but Jacob moves away from the corner. Triple G just stalking. Jacobs using his jab, trying to keep distance. 3 jabs there. 1 hit him in the chest. Another nice jab. So he's using his jab right now to try to keep distance. Throws a right hand that misses. Triple G just stalking. Oh, decent hook there.
by a right hand hook by Jacobs. He moves away. Jacobs looking pretty good. Oh, good little counter. Lot more movement here right now by Jacobs. Lot more movement. And to be honest with you, oh, right hand grazed Jacob as he was on the ropes. And the jabs hit him. And they tie up. The referee breaks. A minute 45 to go here in round 6. It's been a pretty good comeback round for Jacob. It's close. I give a slight edge to Jacob right now. But there's still a lot of time in this round. Oh, you know what? Good jabs there by Triple G. Good jab to the body. Again, standing toe-to-toe. Good right hand by Jacob. But Triple G just walks right through it. Oh, my God. Snapping Jacob's nose twice. And Jacobs digs to the body. What a fight, people. They're in the center of the ring. Minute 15 to go here in round 6. Two tough competitors. You're getting your money's worth tonight. All right, center of the ring. Golovkin working that jab. Again, little side-to-side movement by Jacob. He works his jab. This has been a very effective round for Jacob. Triple G has got his punches in. It's a close round. That jab is just devastating by Triple G. So hard. Oh, another nice combination there. And I don't know if it's scoring completely clean by Jacob, but that's the judges. I mean, some of the gets through. I like Jacobs very close in this round, but oh, God, does he hit hard, Triple G. Man, that jab is devastating right tonight. Again, oh, straight right hand, left hand. Good punches there. 30 seconds to go. This round's up for grabs right now in my book. That got Triple G right back in this round. It was close. And now they flail away. 22 seconds to go. They both back away from each other. Center of the ring now again. They're working their jab. 17 seconds to go here in round 16. Jacobs throws a combination. One of those punches landed. 11 seconds to go. Jacobs lands another jab. He's on his toes. Now back flat-footed, throws another combination. Triple G backing up, another combination, missed with those, and the bell's going to sound, and there's the bell. I give that round, hats off to Jacobs. Very close, tough round, but I give that round number 6 to Jacobs. I don't know if I was looking to give him a round, but that was a very close, and he fought well and hard. David Wilmot, is the fight soon to be stopped? Your comments seem like it's a very good fight. I don't think the fight is soon to be stopped, but Dave McCullough can tell you Triple G's jab has been unbelievable. Like every time he hits Jacob, and Jacob, I'm looking in Jacob's corner right now. They're working on a little swelling under his eye, but every time he gets hit with that jab, he feels it. I'm not saying this fight's gonna. Jacob's fighting a hell of a fight. This has been, I believe it was, who said this was going to be was it John Harrison? Or was it, no, Caro. He said this was going to be a tough test. And then it has been a tough test for Triple G, I believe. But I have him up 5 rounds to 1. Here we go, round 7. Round 7. Dave McCullough is like a Spartan spear, his jab is. I agree, Dave. All right, here's round 7. Both fighters in the center of the ring. And Jacob's letting his hands go more. And he's not like he wasn't throwing before, but I think he feels he's got to throw punches to keep Triple G off him. This constant pressure by Triple G. Constant pressure. He just walks him down. Dave McCullough just put it so beautiful when he said it's that pressure. It just breaks a fighter down, and it's mentally. Nice movement by Jacob there to get off the rope and not get hit with those punches. But good countering shot. Triple G blocked most of that. They tie up. Now Jacobs is working that body hard. Triple G backs up a bit. These have been some good moments here for Jacobs. He's on the rope, but Triple G didn't land. They tie up. Triple G might be feeling a little fatigued. Just a little bit. Just maybe trying to take a little breather right now. Jacob is fighting well. I agree with that jab is busting him up, OJ. Again, Triple G stalking. On the corner. Oh, those are some devastating punches that Triple G landed on Jacobs. They tie up, and the referee breaks him, but Jacobs comes right back, hits Triple G, go to the body, and nods his head, says, come on. Again, when I say these are hard punches landed by Triple G, they are. I'm not insinuating that Jacobs is ready to be knocked out. He's not. Triple G hits him with some shots, and Jacobs comes right back. Jacobs is one heck of a fighter. Good. Oh! Triple G has him pinned in the corner, but Jacobs comes firing out with a combination. Great job by both fighters. The fans are getting their money's worth at the Garden tonight, and the people who are watching via pay-per-view. Jacobs on his feet, but on the ropes again. He ties up, and He forces the referee to break. A minute to go here in round 7. It's been a close round. Again, slight edge to Triple G because of the pressure, and that jab is just murderous. He has Jacob on the ropes, pounds the body, but Jacobs comes off the ropes with a nice combination of the head and body. Another nice combination, and Triple G backed up on that shot, but he comes forward right away. Triple G came forward after he got hit. He backed up for a moment, and now he continues his pressure. 35 seconds to go as he continually stalks. Good punches, body punching by Jacob there. 29 seconds to go here in round 7. Good body punches again by Jacob, and he pushes Triple G away. A right hand by Triple G lands. This fight's up for grabs. This round's up for grabs here. 20 seconds to go. Good countering shots by Jacob. I give a slight, oh my God, what a jab by Triple G. Now he just pressure. 10 seconds to go. They're on the ropes. They tie up. Jacob is warned for hitting behind the head as they're working their free hands. They're flailing away at the bell near the ropes. The referee breaks them, and Jacobs pounds his gloves together. Great round. Great round of action. Wow, round 7. I liked Jacobs in that round. Close. This is a close. I have Triple G ahead because of the knockdown, and I gave Triple G the first 5 rounds, so I have him ahead. So that would be 5-2 with the extra point. So I have him 6-2 in points ahead the way I score it. Let me jump to the chat real quick. Dave McCullough, the body work could prove vital in the championship rounds for Danny if he can survive. I agree. Is he not doing a wonderful job banging that body, David? Hello, Tim Gersh. How you doing, my friend? Tim Gersh in the house. John Harrison says, is Jacob's face starting to swell? Yes, not tremendously. They have worked on some swelling underneath his eye. We're coming to round 8 right now. And here's round 8. And Triple G again starts to apply that pressure. Jacobs moving there. Oh, got caught with a little hook there. But Jacobs comes right back, trying to dig to the body, but he didn't land. Triple G applying that pressure. Jacobs trying to keep him off with the jab. They tie up. Headlock. Triple G had him in a headlock. Referee breaks him. Again, Triple G applying the pressure behind that jab. Good work on the inside by Jacob. Triple G throws a combination, but those punches fell short. Again, those punches as he's stalking. Oh, that one did fall short. Yes, Jacob's on the ropes. He let his hands go. But a lot of that missed. Jacobs fights his way off the ropes, lands in the body. They're in the center of the ring. Jacobs has looked very sharp these past 2 rounds, in my opinion. Good combination by Jacobs. Backs up Triple G, but Triple G again comes forward very slowly. But he's coming forward. He starts his stalking. Oh, man, is Jacobs digging to that body. As Dave McCullough says, that can pay off later in this fight. Jacobs looks very sharp this round. Golovkin lands a couple of good jabs there. Jacobs misses with that uppercut as it was blocked. Good jab there, or countering punch by Jacob. I couldn't really tell what that was. They tie up. Referee breaks them. They're towards the center of the ring. Minute 41 to go here in round number 8. Jacobs backing up. Golovkin coming forward, throwing punches, but nothing lands really hard. But who knows because he hits so hard. Left hook blocked by Jacobs. Jacobs really fighting a very smart fight. Oh, dipping and diving. Nice. Lets his hands go. Not everything lands, but those body punches are landing. And Dave McCullough, just correct me if I'm wrong, they are landing, I believe. Again, good combinations by both fighters on the inside. Minute 12 to go. They're fighting much more at close range right now, but now Jacobs gets distance. Using his jab, backing up Triple G. The punches didn't land, but now he's backing up Triple G. I wonder if Triple G's trying to set a trap. Triple G comes back with a jab to Jacobs' chest. Now Triple G comes forward, jabs to the tummy, and that lands. Jacobs dangerously in the corner. He's on the rope, but as soon as Triple G came in, he threw body punches, and Triple G backed up. Those body punches have worked for Jacobs. He is winning this round. 40 seconds to go. Good combination again as he lands and he dips and dives. Jacobs doesn't get hit. Oh, good body shots in retaliation by Triple G. Oh, a thudding right hand by Triple G, but then Jacobs comes back to the body and forces Triple G away from him. 26 seconds to go. Nice jab by Triple G. Center of the ring, the action. Jacobs missed with an overhand right. 20 seconds to go and 3 popping jabs by Triple G, but Jacobs comes back with those combinations are caught on the arm by Golovkin. Again, on the inside, Jacobs works the body, continues to work the body, misses to the head. Now 8 seconds to go. Triple G backing up Jacob. Now he comes forward with a 1-2 and the bell sounds as they oh, good hook. I thought the bell was going to sound. Now the bell sounds. Wow. Great round of action, in my opinion. That body punching is working. And the will and determination of Jacobs and also of Triple G, the fans, this is boxing, folks. I give round 8 to Jacobs. I thought he won that round solid. Not that he ran away with it, but I thought he won the round solid. I'm not putting a close near that. Let me jump in the chat real quick. Brooke Blackman says, okay, I'm back. Dave McCullough, watch Triple G's left foot and his step back. I think Danny will fall into a hook. I think he was trying to set a trap. I agree with you, David McCullough. John Harrison, Jacobs obviously has a plan to go to the body. Yes, and he's doing it quite effectively. John Harrison, I'm sorry. Josh, I'm exhausted just listening. Gosh, I'm exhausted. This has been a rugged old school fight, very entertaining. And we're on to round number 9. Both fighters. Oh, Jacobs lands some good solid punches there, and mostly to the body. He is really working that body. Triple G again applying the pressure, and they're standing. Oh, that jab is so thudding for Triple G. Now Jacobs backing up. Now on the inside. Now Jacobs Billy Goats him back. He throws some punches on the inside. They don't land. That jab just is devastating as that jab lands when it wants to for Triple G. That's been his most effective punch. He jabs, goes to the body, and now they tie up. The referee breaks him. Triple G, this has been a tough, hard fight. They tie up again. 2 minutes and 21 seconds go here in round number 9. The referee breaks him. The action's in the center of the ring right now. Center of the ring. Jacobs pawing with his jab. Pawing. One of those jabs did get through, though. He pawed 4 times and it came a little quicker and got through. I got to take a breather here for a second. Now, again, Triple G pressing, but not throwing. He's trying to get in range. That jab just missed by Triple G. Again, Jacobs comes back with that combination. That right hand landed. Jab by Triple G, backing up Jacobs. Jacobs trying to dig to the body. Missed there, though. Triple G trying to dig to the body. Now that jab still gets through for Triple G. I think Triple G needs a little body shot there by Triple G, but that was effective. 1-2, the jab landed, but the right hand missed by Jacobs. Action, center of the ring. Good body work. Triple G trying to keep his gloves up high. Jacobs digging to the body. Now spins him a bit. Very old school tactics by Jacobs. This is beautiful to watch. Beautiful to watch. Again, Golovkin coming forward. Jacobs digs to the body. Golovkin backs up. Jacobs on his toes. Jacobs looking very good. The referee said something. I don't know what he said, but Jacobs looked at him like, what are you saying? Golovkin coming forward, but not throwing effectively. Jacobs landing those body punches. Now Jacobs dips underneath. The referee breaks them. 57 seconds to go here in round 9. They touch gloves. Oh, nice jab there by Golovkin. Backs up Jacobs. Oh, a little uppercut by Golovkin. But Jacobs comes right back with an overhand right. 45 seconds to go. Both fighters working on the inside, letting their hands go. Jacobs got the slight better of that little exchange, in my opinion. 1-2 misses by Jacob. Golovkin comes back with a jab that fell short. That one didn't, though. Both fighters trying to get in and out right now. Throwing their punches. Golovkin comes forward. Nice! Another nice little uppercut. That might have stunned Jacob. Oh, right hand. Golovkin. He could be stunned here. Jacob could be stunned, but he's dipping and diving away from the follow-up punches. Oh, that jab. Jacob on the ropes. Golovkin letting his hands go. 11 seconds to go in this round. Jacobs. Oh, nice radar by Jacobs to avoid that punch, and he comes back with a 1-2. The jab landed. Oh, Golovkin missed with a big right hand. They're on the ropes. Both fighters working their free hands, and there's the belt. Wow. Wow, people. Wow. Wow. Did Golovkin steal the round at the end? Wow. That's round 9. I'm going to put a line. I gotta think about that for a second. Usually I know right away. Wow. I'm going to give it to. I'm going to give that round even. Wow. Golovkin kind of stole it at the end for me, but all the good work that Jacobs did. So I'm going to give it even. All right, let's jump in the chat real quick. John Harrison says, wow, this could go the distance. It's been a hell of a fight. Sounds like Triple G won that round. It was close. I'm watching replays now. I honestly, I gave it even because I thought Jacobs did a lot of good work too. OJ Flash, I hope Triple G can continue his KO streak. We're on to round 10 here. Triple G pressing forward with a lot of bad intention right now. But Jacobs flails away with good combinations to the body there and backs Triple G up. Now Triple G again. Jacobs really working that body hard. Not that everything's landing to the body, but he's hitting him in the arms. He's coming. Oh, those little shots are landing to the head now. Jacobs is landing to the head, those shots. He is a tough fighter, very old school. He's dipping and diving. You know, he turns his shoulders well, Jacobs. This is a heck of a fight. On the inside, and Jacobs continues to dig to the body. Golovkin, I think Golovkin should start digging to the body also. Jacobs has really worked that. Oh, that little uppercut that Golovkin throws is dead. Now there's the body shot and the shot to the head. And now the referee warns Golovkin about a headbutt. They touch gloves, but they go right back to the action. And there looks like be some swelling above the eye now on Jacob. And both fighters working hard on the inside. Jacobs now backing up Triple G with body punches. But now Triple G comes forward, hits him with a jab, and then puts a shoulder right in his chin. The referee breaks them. Minute 50 to go here in round 10. Excellent fight. Triple G coming forward. Jacobs on the ropes. Both fighters using their jab. Oh, Triple G just missed with a big right hand. And then Jacobs retaliates with a miss with a big right hand. A lot of wind there by both fighters. Jacobs digs to that body. He's always digging to the body. You just don't see this anymore. This is beautiful by Jacobs. And beautiful by Triple G. The constant pressure. If I'm in Triple G's corner, I like to see him work that body more. He's trying to. But Jacobs just has that radar to move away. Oh, good combination. Catches Triple G coming in. Jacobs missed there. I mean, not missed. Was blocked by Triple G. Triple G again applying the pressure. Jacobs dangerously close to the ropes in the corner. Triple G lets his hands go, but Jacobs fights his way out. That jab, Triple G is just falling slightly short with his punches, and they're great combinations, 2 in a row by Jacobs. He's really feeling it. 55 seconds to go. That jab is working. Jacobs dangerously close to that corner. Get away from the corner, and he does, but Triple G lands. You can see a little more swelling on Jacobs' face now as Triple G's punches are thudding. Again, those little punches that don't look like they hurt must hurt like hell. Good action here. They're in the center of the ring. Both fighters plowing with their jab. Jacobs looking to try to dig to the body, in my opinion. Now, he digs to the body. 26 seconds to go. I like Jacobs in this round so far. Close to the ropes. 1-2. Gets on the ropes. Straddles the ropes. Goes side to side on the ropes. Gets away from the ropes. And it's 15 seconds to go. Keeps Triple G away from him with a wide hook. Both fighters try to come on the inside, but Jacobs lands on the body. Oh, good shots on the inside by both fighters, but I think Jacobs got the better of it. We're coming to the end of the round. And there's the bell. Wow. I like Jacobs in that round. 10. Jacobs. Let me jump to the chat real quick. Let me go up a bit. Carl Young, if Jacobs can't do it, who on earth can? Triple G needs to move up. Jacobs has fought his way back in this fight. There's a lot of close rounds, in my opinion. I'm not a fight judge expert, but a lot of close rounds. I have Triple G still slightly ahead, and I will go through it. Dave McCullough, Triple G is fading. I agree. He does look one great point, David. When Jacobs digs that body, you just see him back up like he wants to catch his breath. Dave McCullough again. Danny punching on the move is very clever. Yes, very old school. Very old school. Beautiful. This is beautiful stuff. What an impressive effort by Daniel Jacobs. Beautiful effort. I don't know if he's going to win this fight, but he's got a heck of a shot here with 2 rounds to go. I think he's got to win these rounds big, though, in my opinion, because of the knockdown. Round 11. Here we go. Jacobs on the ropes. Triple G pressing. Jacobs going side to side. In there now he's trapped on the ropes. He ties up. Very smart by Jacobs, but Triple G working his free hands, but Jacobs also working his free hands. Now Jacobs muscles Triple G back to the center of the ring, and Triple G pushes him away. Triple G comes forward now, tries to push him back, and tries to pin him on the ropes. Jacobs, oh, nice move by Jacobs as he slides away from those punches from Triple G, and he lands his own punches. Very effective work by Jacobs here. Very effective. Triple G did not land there. They're on the inside. They tie up. The referee breaks him. 2:18 to go here in round number 11. Been a very good, close, hard fight, in my opinion. Good jab by Triple G. Another good jab by Triple G. Good shots there as he's pressing. Jacobs on the ropes. Triple G, but again, Jacobs digs to the body, spins, and gets off the ropes. Again, towards the center of the ring. Triple G. Oh, nice little uppercut there by Triple G. He's got to let his hands go, though. I think those body shots have taken stuff out of Triple G. As Triple G backs up from that combination. It didn't land by Jacobs, but he did back up from it. They tie up center of the ring. Referee breaks them. Minute 45 to go. Good combination by Jacobs with that left hand to the head and body. They tie up again, and now it's Triple G who is initiating the clinch. They're both working their free hand. There might be some blood from Jacobs' nose. It's tough to tell. Again, action in the center of the ring. Jacobs letting his hands go. Triple G is not. Now Triple G throws a jab. Jacobs backs up and lands a devastating body shot and another couple of body shots. Overhand right misses by Jacobs. He ducks underneath, and now they fall into a clinch. The referee breaks a minute 14 to go here in round 11. Jacobs comes forward. Golovkin comes forward. He pushes away, but now Golovkin throws a jab. Jacobs missed with an overhand right. They're working on the inside. Golovkin does look tired. Jacobs throws a combination. Golovkin backs up. But Golovkin continues to back up when Jacobs works the body and now comes to the head. Jacobs seems a sharper fighter right now as Golovkin seems winded. That body work has worked. That body work has done its job. This is a tremendous old school effort here, what I call it, by Jacob. They tie up, they break. Oh, another body shot. Oh, my God. And Golovkin shakes his head. Nobody backed up from those body shots. 30 seconds to go here in round 11 now. Triple G feels urgency. He's coming forward, but Jacobs is just moving away from him. 25 seconds to go. Jacobs has won this round. They tie up. The referee breaks him. 20 seconds to go here in round number 11. Both fighters throwing but missing. Again, throwing but missing. But backing up is Triple G. Jacobs lands a few punches. They tie up. Triple G trying to work his free hand. The referee breaks. 5 seconds to go here in round 11. Triple G misses with a big shot. Oh, Jacobs lands a combination and goes, woo, to Triple G, and the bell sounds. What a round for Jacobs. Round 11 goes to Jacobs. Unbelievable. What a fight. David McCullough, if Jacobs applied pressure, he could take this. This is going to be a close call. That knockdown could be the difference. I have Jacobs coming on tremendously in this fight. So maybe when we thought we saw Triple G just lethargic and winded in the Kell Brook fight, Jacobs is taking it to a whole nother level. How tough Jacobs is. He's proven me wrong for sure. I thought he's going to get starched. I thought he was going to fight hard, but I thought it was going to be just like what Dmitry Pegrov did to him, but I'm wrong. I enjoy eating crow when I see a heck of a fight. Look at these cows. Oh, my God. They're just showing some slow motion here. And Triple G has a tremendous chin because that would have dropped any other fighter. It's round 12. John Harrison. Here's the final round. This fight's up for grabs, in my opinion. If I'm Jacobs, I think he's got to really win this round big because of the knockdown. And there's been a lot of close rounds. All right. Triple G applying the pressure. Jacobs dangerously close to the ropes. They tie up. Both fighters look tired, but, they fought hard. They have fought hard. 2:35 to go again. Applying pressure is Triple G, but he ties up and puts Jacob in a headlock. Referee breaks him. And again, Jacob, every chance he gets, he digs to the body. On the ropes, they tie up. Golovkin is tired. He is tying up. He's trying to work his free hand, but it looks like Jacobs is able to manhandle him right now as he pushes him away and he lands his... Oh, low blow by Jacobs. Smart little move there. I don't think the referee saw that. He did it. Good move by Jacobs. Not legal, but hell of a move. So, again, they're fighting on the inside. I think Golovkin needs to be more urgent. He might win a close decision here. I'm not saying he's going to lose, but he's got to be a little more urgency here. But those body shots have just taken a lot of starch out of him. He's still fighting hard. Nice little right hand there. Oh, nice shot there. Backs up Jacob. Golovkin comes forward, but Jacob quickly ties up, and Golovkin hits him with a right hand on the break. The referee's warning him. Minute 42 to go here in round 12. Oh, again, good work on the inside by Jacobs. Golovkin nods his head like, yeah, you hit me. Oh, again, good body shots on the inside by Jacobs. What a tough fighter this Jacobs is. Beautiful fighter, old school. This is absolutely wonderful. He dips and dives away from those punches. Golovkin didn't land, and now he lands. Jacobs lands on counters. Golovkin comes right back. This is a 1950s style fight, folks. Oh, good combination there by Golovkin. They tie up. Golovkin looks tired. A minute to go here. I like Jacobs so far in this round, but it's anyone still there to be had. Jacobs again works the body. He's letting his hands go. They tie up. The referee breaks. What a rugged, tough fight. Golovkin nods his head. Golovkin lands with a first punch, but not the second to the head. Jacobs more close to the ropes. Now he's on the ropes. Golovkin doesn't even jump on him. Jacob moves away. They're on the inside, not throwing punches. Jacobs is shouldering him back, just shouldering back. Now Golovkin kind of throws a punch, and Jacobs lands a slow counter, but it lands. There's a lot of swelling now on Jacobs' eye. Mouse as good body work there. 30 seconds to go in this round number 12. They're on the inside. They tie up. The referee breaks. 25 seconds to go in this heck of a fight. Oh, Golovkin missed with a huge punch. Now Jacobs missed with a huge punch, but lands with a little shot there. Good left hook. Jacobs comes right back. Golovkin fires back. 12 seconds to go. They tie up. Referee breaks. 7 seconds to go in round 12. Both fighters throwing haymakers. They missed. They are working on the inside. The referee breaks. The crowd stands to the feet. The bell rings. I give that round to Jacobs. Jacobs goes to his knees as he is exhausted. What an effort by Jacobs. And also, what a tough effort by Gennady Golovkin. What a fight! I hope if you weren't able to watch, you enjoyed my commentary. When this fight gets posted on YouTube, watch. What a fight. John Harrison says, shit, this is going to be to a decision. Yes. OJ Flash says, the F word. Says farm. Dave McCullough, so is Triple G as well. I must have missed something. I'm sorry, Dave. Let me go back up in the chat. Dave McCullough, better boxer. Tim Gersh, yeah, it's bedtime for Jacobs. Well, the bedtime didn't come. There was no curfew for Jacobs. I'm gonna quickly go. OJ Flashes, Triple G still had the first half. Yes, and the knockdown. I agree, OJ. I'm just gonna go to my scorecard here. Round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Triple G. That's 5 points. Plus the extra point for the knockdown, that's 6. Okay. Then 6, 7, 8. So that's 6-3. And then I had 1 round even. I had the 9th round even. And then I gave the next 3 rounds. Wow. I have it 6 points apiece because I had that 1 round even. Wow. Wow, I've never done that with all the time I've scored fights. With my 1 point, and then I do the knockdown, an extra point. Let me count this again. Who do you guys have winning the fight? I have this fight dead even. You know, it's a tale of 2 fights. In the first half, right, it's Golovkin. In the second half of the fight, when Jacobs really started working that body, it's Jacobs. I have the fight a draw. And I hate draws. I'm going to have to put this up a bit, as I want to hear this decision. But I can't put it up too loud because, I can't play the audio. Okay. So, I'm telling you, great fight. I enjoyed it. I hope everyone enjoyed it. David McCullough, I'm even 2. Last round wins this. I gave it to Jacob. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Michael Buffer's going to give the decision. Bear with me. Michael Buffer with the decision. We go to the scorecards. Applause for both fighters. What a fight. Great fight. Great fight. Great fight. 115, 112 for 2 judges. Winner by unanimous decision. Oh, Triple G, unanimous decision. Triple G, unanimous decision. I have to go back. 115, 112 for 2 judges. I didn't hear the third. I hope they show it. Hats off to Jacobs. I had to fight a draw. With the way I score. How do you guys... again, with my commentary, and you're not watching, so you're going off my commentary, I understand that. But people who watch... Dave McCullough, robbery. I'm going to be honest with you, David. I thought if I had to pick a winner, it was Jacob with a very close win. But it was a close fight. I'm going to be interested to see the punch. Um, which scorecard, David? I couldn't. I'm gonna actually turn this down again because I could care less about their commentary. I want to hear about. I'll go back and read. Um, Byron, 13. Wow, can't wait to watch. Byron, someone will post this, or next week on HBO will be on. Watch the fight. Very old school fight. Wonderful fight. Very 50s fight. Jacobs did things on the inside, just dipping and diving and turning his shoulder, and he worked the body hard. David McCullough says Jacob did the better work. I agree. I had the fight even with the way I score it. But if I'm doing the eye test at the end, I honestly thought Jacob won a close fight. John Harris said wrapped. OJ Flash, I can't wait to watch it. He says he can't. Oh, definitely watch. Go on YouTube probably a little later, and someone's going to post this thing. Someone will post this fight. It was outstanding. I want to, this is Al Red Sox fan. I'm not leaving. I just want to thank everyone who's watched. I hope you enjoyed it. I want to thank everyone in the chat. Bear with me because I'm going to go through the names. OJ Flash, David McCullough, John Harrison, Byron 13, Tim Gersh, Carl Young. Oh, he says excellent commentary. Thank you. Broke Black Man 94. I'm missing someone. And if I missed you, I apologize as I'm going up the chat. This was an outstanding fight. Unbelievable. I hope you enjoyed my commentary. I enjoyed everyone who jumped in the chat. Thank you to everyone who jumped in chat, as it makes it so enjoyable. So thank you to Excella. Excella says good fight, but fair decision. Triple G, the right fighter. Okay. I thought it was a draw, and if I had to do the eye test, I thought Jacobs won close. It was a tale of two fights. Early it was Triple G, late Jacobs. Eduardo Mendoza. Why? Oh boy, it froze. Oh, here we go. Has joined us. Carl Young. Seems harsh, but that's boxing, unfortunately. You got to really dismantle someone as consistently dominant as Triple G, or he'll get the knock. You know what? It was a close fight, and again, I thought, hey, David, Broke Black Man 94. Yeah, we had 46 watching. That was pretty good. You have to agree. Thank you very much, David and Tim Gersh, for being my moderators. Two good friends of the channel. Two nice people. Tim Gersh says, now, the golden era of boxing was when Ali was fighting. Oh, Tim. Yes, it was, but also the 50s, the 30s, and the 40s. There's a lot of great boxing. Even now, this was an unbelievable fight. Unbelievable. I gave the first half of the fight to Triple G. And again, my scoring system, as I explained, I give a point to win the round, and you get an extra point for a knockdown, or if it's two knockdowns, 2 extra points. So in rounds, I'm going to go through this again. Round 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, I give to Triple G. That's 5 points plus a knockdown. That's 6. Then round 6, 7, and 8, that's 3 points for. I give those rounds to Jacob, so it's 6-3. In round 9, I give it even. Then I gave round 10, 11, and 12 to Jacobs. That's another 3 points. It's 6-6 and 1 even point. I added a draw. Jacobs fought beautifully. He fought beautifully. Triple G fought. You know, when Carl Young said this was going to... Carl, was it you who said it was going to be a test? You were absolutely right. Absolutely right. I didn't think this was going to be a cakewalk, but I had Triple G. I thought Triple G was eventually going to knock out Jacobs. How hard and what a shot that Dmitry Pegrov had to hit Jacobs with to knock him out. And he knocked him cold in 2010. So, unbelievable fight. Once again, Sal, Red Sox fan. Thank you. I'm not leaving. I just want to thank everyone who's watched. I want to thank everyone who's jumped in the chat. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I want to thank special thanks to Broke Black Man 94. Special thanks to Tim Gersh, Carl Young, OJ Flash, David McCulloch, John Harrison, Byron 13, Eduardo Mendoza, Excella. She thought it was a close fight, but she says Triple G won, and that's her opinion. She's, that's entitled to. Because if you give one of my close rounds, you give two close rounds that I gave. The 6th and the 7th I have as close rounds for Jacobs. If you give those to Triple G, he actually does win. It's pretty close to that 115, 112. I had it even. And if I had to pick a winner just off the eye test, what I saw, Jacobs very close. But again, that's boxing. It was. I can't say it was unfair. It wasn't. There was one judge though. I think Dave McCullough said there was a judge. That is a joke score. I think it was a third scorecard that was more than 3 points, I believe, and I agree. I can honestly see the 115, 112 because those two close rounds that I gave to Jacobs, if they go the other way, it's 115, 112 practically with the knockdown. So. Anyhow, share your thoughts on what you thought about this fight. Who do you want to see Triple G to fight next? I want to see him fight Canelo Alvarez. But, to be honest with you, a rematch, I wouldn't mind. Do you think he will give Jacobs a rematch? This was a hell of a fight. This was an entertaining fight. This is what is great about boxing, is this fight. And what we saw Triple G against Kell Brook, the sluggishness. I wouldn't say he was sluggish, but Jacobs must have looked at that film. I'm not going to say he was on his toes all the time because he wasn't. But what Jacobs did, and was a beautiful, beautiful thing, he worked Gennady Golovkin's body. He hit him so much in the body that Golovkin would back up, regroup, and come forward again. Golovkin hit Jacobs with a tremendous right hand. Late in I want to say it was round 9, and I knew he hit him with that right hand. But when they showed the replay, you could see how much he snapped Jacobs' head back. But Jacobs wasn't fazed by it. He just continued on. So it was a tremendous fight. I wouldn't mind a rematch for this fight. It would be an enjoyable rematch. I'd like to see if Canelo gets by Julio Cesar Jr., Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., I'd like to see that fight. Canelo and Triple G. Do you think if Floyd Mayweather comes back and if he actually does fight Conor McGregor and wins most likely, will he fight Triple G? Or is Triple G too big for him? Is Triple G going to move up in weight? It's going to be interesting to read the articles after, to go online and read what the boxing writers say about this. But right now, I'd like to know what my friends in the chat who are watching, what do you have to say about this fight? It was an outstanding fight. Unbelievable, very old school, good, hard, rugged fight. I had the fight even with my 1-point scoring system and extra points for the knockdown. But if you pressed me on who I thought won the fight, if I had to pick a winner, I would have picked Daniel Jacob. Tremendous body work. Tremendous body work. He did more damage to Triple G, where he would hit him in the body and Triple G would back up and regroup, but then again come forward. And Triple G it's a tale of two fights, in my opinion. Triple G won the first 5 rounds, okay? Plus an extra point in round 4 for the knockdown. Then, round 6 to 12, Jacobs won the majority of those rounds. 6 and 7 I had very close. 9 I had even. And then 10, 11, and 12, Jacobs won those rounds. I'm not saying he overwhelmed Triple G, but he clearly won those rounds, in my opinion. I had the fight even. What fight would you like to see next? Do you want to see a rematch with Jacob? Or do you want to see if Canelo Alvarez gets by Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.? And who do you like in that fight? And what fights are you looking forward to? Again, I'd like to say thank you to Broke Black Man 94. He is one of my moderators, and he's a friend of mine. Also, thank you to my friend Tim Gersh, who's a moderator. I'd like to thank everyone who watched and who was in the chat. We had some really fine, excellent boxing fans in this chat room, and once again, I want to read off their names. Dave McCulloch from Scotland, thank you very much. And then we had Tommy Moe, thank you very much. Carl Young, thank you for participating, my friend. OJ Flash, thank you for participating. It was very enjoyable. John Harrison, great job, buddy. Great job to everyone. And I'm missing someone. I got to keep going down. Again, I'm just thanking everyone. I'm not going anywhere. I'm very appreciative of the people who watch, the people who participate. It just makes it a lot of fun. I hope everyone enjoyed it. I'm going to stay on for a bit. If you want to continue to talk boxing, by all means, jump in the chat. David Wilnato, thank you for jumping in the chat. Who else? Let's continue down. As we continue down, Excella, thank you very much for jumping in the chat. She thought Triple G won the fight. She said it was a fair decision, close but fair. I can't disagree. You know, Eduardo Mendoza. David McCullough. Jacobs threw five. Thank you very much for this information, David. Jacobs threw 542, landed 176. OJ Flash, no doubt. Tim Gersh. Well, David, have you ever boxed? Tim, just for your information, I did a little boxing when I was younger. I cannot speak for anyone else. It's very tough. Just even the training is tough. And getting hit, it's a very tough sport. I fooled around with it a little bit when I was younger. I still, when I want to try to get in a little shape, I still have my heavy bag, my speed bag, my combination bag. It's a good way to get in shape. Excella, what do you mean at Tim Gersh? Dave McCulloch, yes. Yes, you did a little boxing too, David? And David, if that's what you mean, David will attest that it's a very tough, when two fighters get in the ring, no matter what happens, you have to give hats off to them. They got in the ring. And sometimes we get upset, but if they put forth the effort, we have to always, I learned at a younger age that when I started fooling around with boxing, and even now there's times, you sit there and you go, oh, that guy's not trying, but we're not in there. And then I really think about what I say, so. Eduardo Mendoza, master class on taking away stamina and rolling the rhythm. Yes. Are you talking about Jacobs, Eduardo? Because he rolled with he did a beautiful job. Tim Gersh, I never did a real fight, but my grandpa trained me. Yeah, it's fun. The training is very fun. It's hard, but it's fun. Dave McCall, yeah, mate, I've done a bit of boxing. Excellent, excellent. All right. So, what are some fights that you guys and gals and everyone else in the chat, what are some fights that you're looking forward to? We've discussed this fight. We can continue to discuss this fight. It's 1:10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, USA. So whatever you'd like to discuss for a bit, I'm more than happy. I love talking boxing. Eduardo, counter to Triple G fire was staying away and drawing him out of his corners. Jacob Constant. Jacob did a wonderful job the second half of the fight, Eduardo. Just absolutely wonderful. Eduardo, Jacobs kept up fighting. Jacobs kept up fighting out of ropes and neutral pressure. Yes. David McCullough, Danny, very good under pressure tonight. Absolutely. OJ Flash, I've done some sparring, and my hat goes off to anyone who has the courage to step in there. Bravo. Bravo, OJ. Oh, OJ Flash is Billy Joe Saunders. That becomes a more interesting fight. But, OJ, Billy Joe Saunders, I watched his last fight, and I know he had a layoff. He looked awful. I didn't think he won that fight. At best, I thought. I didn't think he won that fight. Now, I don't think that's truly him, but he better get in a rhythm and shape. Eduardo, Canelo needs to happen for money in Vegas. I'd like to see. Man, Eduardo, what do you feel about that upcoming Canelo Alvarez, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. fight? I think they're going to make some good money on that fight. I think it's going to be a good pay-per-view sell. Do you think Canelo can actually? They're fighting at 165, correct? They're fighting at super middleweight, I believe. David McCullough. Supposedly next Triple G fight is Saunders in Kaza. Yeah, that's what I heard too. Tim Gersh. Yeah, but you can look up my grandpa. He was Tony Marcella. I shall. David McCullough, Kazakhstan. Oh wow. Billy Joe Saunders has to go to Kazakhstan to fight him. He better knock him out. Carl Young. Jacobs made a fan of me tonight. I'll be checking him from now on. Eubank Jr., trust me. I agree, Carl Young. Jacobs, a hell of a night tonight. Dave McCullough. No thanks, Tim. Excella. I've never boxed, but I'm pretty talented. I thumb wrestle if I ever need to defend myself. Good for you, Excella. Eduardo. Canelo is taking easy payday with Chavez, who shouldn't be at the high level. I agree with that. I was in shock. I think it's because of the name recognition that he has. Canelo has developed into his potential. Tim Gersh, you got it right the first time. Eduardo, I agree. It's a money fight. I agree with that. I think it could be interesting. I think Chavez he's big and he can hit a bit, but I think Canelo should do him in. Eduardo, Canelo will outsmart and set up Billy Joe in September and nothing left but Canelo Triple G mega fight May 5th. I like it. Very dead. Triple G the best. Dave McCullough. Eubank Jr. is a bit of hype job in my opinion. Billy Joe Saunders did beat Eubanks Jr. Very dead. Next, Canelo. You think so? I hope so. Let me take a sip of some water here. Pardon me. So now, very dead. How do you see a Canelo Triple G fight going? Eduardo Mendoza signing off. Thank you. Please shout out for Ramon Newman, a new fan for you after tonight. All right. Shout out to Ramon Newman. Thank you, Eduardo, for joining. I hope you join again. If you like what I'm doing here, I do this for most fights when I'm able to. Please hit the like button. Please hit the share button. Subscribe. That's important. But, come back. The subscription's nice. It helps the channel grow. I don't make any money from this. I don't ask of anything from anybody. I just enjoy doing this. I'm never going to ask for any money. I've watched other channels who do sports stuff. They might have more subscribers, more views. They're pretty rude. Not all of them, but I think this is a nice place to come and talk boxing amongst people who are polite. Opinionated, but polite. Excella, do you make boxing prediction videos? I do once in a while, yeah. I mean, I did Canelo and Amir Khan, which was an easy prediction video. I've done some prediction videos. I do title bout simulations where I pick fighters from different eras against each other. It's like a video game simulation. I do the audio call like I did for this live event. Carl Young, if Billy Joe that fought Andy Lee turns up, I don't think Triple G will land a glove. Go watch Saunders and Lee again. Unbelievable. Reflexes and counterpunching. Maybe the best display I've seen. He was very good in that fight. Very good. Though, Carl, I think he'll have to be more active. Not like stand toe-to-toe with Triple G, but just a little more active. Carl Young. Dave McCullough, right? You need to do podcasts. Dave McCullough. Good shout out, Carl. Just Billy Joe. Stamina is a bit of an issue now. He's with Adam Booth. Could be good for him. Who needs to do podcasts? David McCullough. He's very knowledgeable. I like David. Very dad says Triple G. I just think if Billy Joe Saunders fights Triple G. If that fight happens, he does have good boxing ability. He beat Eubanks Jr. and he beat him handily, in my opinion. Um, he just has to be a little more active. It's okay to throw counter punches, and that's the way you have to fight Triple G, in my opinion. Unless you're just a tremendous puncher and another Triple G, where you're going to go toe to toe and see the best bomber win. But if I'm Billy Joe Saunders, he has good movement, good boxing ability. He just has to let his hand. You have to let your hands go against Triple G, or he's going to walk you down. And he might not land the first 1, 2, 3, 4 punch, but the fifth punch might land. And if you don't keep him off balance, and that's what Jacobs did, and Jacobs did it the hard way tonight. He kept him off balance with body shots. When you're throwing body shots, that means you're in range to be hit. And Jacobs would hit the body shots, push him back, or roll and dip with the punches. Dave McCullough, maybe do a podcast one day, Carl. I will get Al to do it. I would love to. That'd be awesome. Do you have a channel, David? I like to, if anyone has a channel, please leave a link on this page, and I like to go to I like to subscribe and check out people's channels. Excella, Andy Lee fought to a draw with Quinlan, who Jacob KO'd in the first round. So it's hard for Saunders, it's hard to Saunders would do well based off that. Very good points, but Billy Joe Saunders does have some good boxing ability. And that's a tough fight for Saunders because sometimes he doesn't throw punches. I'm not saying, again, don't go to war with Triple G. I just think he has to be a more aggressive counterpuncher. Tim Gersh, oh, hey, Al, going off for a sec, but did you see Iron Fist? No. Is that on Netflix? I know you've asked me, Tim. Al, David McCall, Al, I followed you on Twitter. Oh, thank you very much, my friend. Excella, say. Okay. Thank you for following me on Twitter. I would love to do a podcast with, I don't know how to actually set one up because I usually just do the talking myself, but I've been on other people's podcasts. Ingrid Jones has a wonderful, he used to have the Bayloric boxing channel. He doesn't have it anymore. He just has Bayloric TV, which is a wonderful, I bet you he's doing a review right now of the fight. He does a wonderful job, and he gets great interviews with fighters and trainers. He's interviewed Triple G's trainer, Sanchez. Is that his last name? Oh God, did I just mess up his name? Well, Tim Gersh says, yeah, it came out on Netflix the other day. Okay, I will have to check that out, Tim. Maybe we'll do a little, after I check it out, a little podcast on that, Tim. Well, that's not my strength, Tim. I'm more of a boxing guy, but I try my best. No, we have fun, Tim, with the Walking Dead stuff, don't we, Tim? Should I do another one tomorrow? We do have fun with that, Tim, you and I, and the 5 people who jump on to talk with us. But I enjoy it. David McCullough, we could set up, David McCullough, we could set one up on Google Hangouts, I think, and start it from there. I would like to do that. That'd be wonderful. We could pick a weekend and talk some boxing. That would be awesome. David McCullough's 28 years old. I hope he doesn't mind me saying that because he told me. And he's from Scotland, and he's a very, very, I've just met David tonight, very knowledgeable boxing. And there's a lot of knowledge. This is what I like about when I've been very lucky when I do these. I get 99% of the people are very knowledgeable boxing fans. We might not always agree, but they're knowledgeable and it's fun. Tim Gersh, well, Al, when I figure out how to do it, then we'll do it. Oh, Tim, I'll do it. We can do a podcast, you and I. That'd be fun. Carl Young, I meant Dave should do one, but yeah, you should as well. Carl doesn't want me to do it with you. Just kidding. He wants you to do it. You should do your own, though. It's fun. Let me just finish Carl's. Do a simultaneous 3-way, a Scotsman, an American, and an Englishman. Each podcast would cover the specific locales in and out of the world of boxing. That's a very good idea, Carl. You should join us, Carl. Everyone should join us. That's fun. We could do it on someone's channel. It doesn't have to be mine. We could switch off, or we could just do it on David's channel. That's fine, too. I like it. Excella. Night, everyone. Thanks for the review.
Excella, thank you very much. And good night to you. Health and happiness. God bless. Tim Gersh, yeah, Walking Dead is more Phil's thing. Yeah, but we have fun. I'm not bad at it. I mean, I only do it when I'm watching live. Carl Young, I'm English. Excellent. Dave McCullough, good idea. I did like that idea. So, Carl, do you have a YouTube station? I don't care who wants to set it up. We can do it on someone else's YouTube station. That's fun. Dave McCullough, do it on your channel, Al. Okay. I have to. So, if you guys, again, you don't have to. I'm just saying. If you guys subscribe, it's easier for me to get a hold of you. Okay, because then you're under my subscriptions. You don't have to, and then I can send you a message or an email address, and we can try to set this up. The time difference, England is 5 hours ahead, correct? So I'm assuming Scotland's also 5 hours ahead. So right now it's 1:22 a.m. Eastern Standard USA time, as I'm in Massachusetts. And so I believe in England it is 6:23 a.m. Oh, well, I have some people from across the pond. I like asking this. Tyson Fury against Anthony Joshua. Who do you like in that fight? Carl Young, you need to alert your subscribers when you're going to be on live. I thought when I send something out, it alerts them. But again, I'm not. I got to talk to my friend Phil the Issues Guy, who, if you like movie and TV reviews such as The Walking Dead, check out Phil the Issues Guy. He does a great job. Dave McCullough says, I think we could do it through Skype. Call 523. Tim Gersh, England is the same time zone as Scotland. That's what I figured. So, well, everyone, I've enjoyed this very much. My voice is almost gone. Let me sip some water. As I'm choking on lemon. Ugh. They tell me lemon water is good for my liver, so I drink lemon water. It's good. Flushes things out, I guess. My little health tip. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. What are your thoughts? Oh, here, Dave McCullough. Tyson Fury plays with him. Tyson needs to stay away from the right hand, so we'll just circle to his left and negate the straight right from Joshua. I agree, David. I think Tyson Fury's fought the better competition. Anthony Joshua is a good young fighter. Has punching power, it looks like. But I think Tyson Fury's a very big man. So Tyson Fury can be dropped and rocked. I remember, Cunningham. Cunningham dropped him, but Fury came back and knocked him out when he came over to the U.S. Carl Young, Joshua gets played with like stiff mouse who has no rhythm, doesn't land a glove. Fury, beyond easy. I can't disagree with either one of David McCullough or Carl Young's statement. I agree. I like Tyson Fury big in that fight. I think Dave McCullough, too much muscle mass, oxygen flow will slow him around after round 5. I mean, Anthony Joshua's best fight was when he won the title. He fought Dominic, as I'm getting tired and mumbling now. He fought Dominic Brazil, who's a tough fighter, but Dominic Brazil was a human punching bag. I was so pissed at Dominic Brazil's corner when I watched that fight to let him take that beating when there was no need to take it, when he had no chance to win, especially after he got knocked down and they let him get up and the ref didn't stop it, the corner didn't stop it. Hey, let's just let him get the crap kicked out of him. He wasn't Dominic Brazil, just a tough fighter, tough guy. I can't remember who he fought, but he was on the undercard of the Deontay Wilder fight against Smith, the football player. I think his last name was Smith. But what a brawl that was! Him and the up and comer who Brazil came back and knocked him out. David McCullough, but Joshua KO's Wall. Oh, really? You think that Joshua would KO Klitschko? I think Klitschko. Well, Klitschko has a suspect chin, as we know.
Klitschko doesn't like to fight. The Klitschkos don't like to fight on the. Wilder is a horrible boxer. I don't disagree. He's very awkward. He has good athletic talent. Hits pretty hard, but he backs straight up, head up. He drops his hands too low. That's just my opinion. I don't disagree with that statement at all. Carl Young, it would be a replay of Fury versus Chisora. Part 2, 10th round TKO win for Fury. Towel thrown in. Dave McCullough, yes, mate. Carl, that's an excellent point. I always thought, I don't want to. What are your thoughts on Derek Chisora? I think he doesn't throw enough punches. I think he talks a good game. Again, hats off and all respect to anyone who gets in that ring because he fights anyone he goes in or he gets in the ring. But I don't think he throws a lot of punches. Dave McCullough, hits like a mule, comes out straight line, chin hanging in the air. You're talking about Wilder, correct? And he's very awkward with his punches. He does hit hard, though. And in the Smith fight, in his last title defense, I know he was coming off an injury, and I was watching with my father, and I said Smith had some good moments early in that fight. And I said, if I'm Smith, I would jump on him right now because if Wilder, you could just see he was starting to feel like he could throw the right hand. I said, the one thing Wilder can do and do well is hit hard with that right hand. I can't say he can't do that. And Dave McCullough says, Chai Sofa. Yeah. I know I'm not a big fan of his. He talks such a good game, and then he does. I remember the hype he talked against. Was it a Russian fighter? And I missed the fight on the internet, but I read on Sky Sports News online. As soon as it was over, they posted it, and he's a typical Chisora. From reading, I didn't see it. Typical Chisora fight, Again, hats off to him. He gets in the ring with anybody. I'm not. If I trained Derek Chisora, I'd say, listen, you're a strong guy. You take a pretty good punch, right? Again, we don't want you to get hit, but you take a pretty good punch. You just got to get on the inside and muscle someone and let your hands go. And he can jab a bit. It's saying he has some boxing skill. I just think he doesn't throw punches, and he's easily tied up. He's easily frustrated. So, Dave McCullough, we definitely need to do a podcast. I will. You followed me on Twitter, David. You said I'll send you a message, and we'll try to set something up, possibly this coming weekend if I'm able to. I got some family matters. I have my mother in the hospital, and that's why another reason. Thank you very much for everyone who's joined the chat. It gets my mind off things. So, thank you, a lot. Carl Young, Wilder. Oh God, sorry. Wilder's had to shrink because he's VADA tested now. Interesting. Dave McCullough, Chisora's just all mouth. He's a punch drunk now. Well, I hope he's not. I don't want to see that for any fighter. Carl Young, I'd love to do a podcast. We're going to do it. We got to set this up. You, me, Dave McCullough, anyone else, maybe a couple other people, or just us three. Let's try. We'll get people to go in the chat. We'll pick some subjects. We can even do a well, you know what? It was your guys' idea. It's a wonderful idea. I will just be a participant. You guys can come up with the ideas of what you want to do. If we want to talk olds, whatever. Just tell me beforehand. I'm pretty good with old school fighters. I have to be honest. There are some fighters. Sometimes I do these broadcasts I've never seen. So I mean live, but I go on YouTube. I might have seen one of the fighters, and I've not seen the other. I've read about him, so I'll go on YouTube. God bless YouTube. You can find a ton of fights on here, and I'll watch, and that's how I'll get. And I'll jump in on other people's podcasts in the chat and ask questions about European, like UK fighters. I love boxing from the UK and Scotland, that area, because I think the fans are so into it. I had some of my most enjoyable boxing moments. Now I can watch a British Commonwealth Championship fight. I get so much enjoyment. Those guys fight hard most of the time. I've seen very few bad British Commonwealth Championship fights, to be honest. Carl Young, that sounds amazing, lads. How do I stay posted in touch with you and Dave? Well, I believe Dave's on Twitter. I don't know if you are, Carl. I'm on Twitter, but if you subscribe, again, I'm not asking for subscriptions. I'm just saying it's easier if someone subscribes. And if you have a YouTube station, when you subscribe, I send a note saying thank you very much for subscribing. And I also, 99% of the time, I subscribe to the people who subscribe to me. There's some people who just have no content, so I kind of stop subscribing to people who have no content. But if you're going to have content, or it doesn't even matter, I subscribe. It's just I had so many people that I subscribed to. I started, anyone who didn't have content, I just started to unsubscribe. Dave McCullough, we should all have a subject matter, bring them to the table, let the chat flow from there. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. These are some good ideas. It would be a lot of fun. And if once word gets out that we're doing stuff like this, but you're going to see, we're going to get people to come. I have a very small YouTube station. We had a decent crowd tonight for me. Okay? It was a good crowd. And I thank you guys, everyone in the chat, Carl Young and Dave McCullough, and everyone else. I'm not going to go back up through because you guys have stayed in, and we have 10 people still watching. So if I missed you, I've already said thank you, but jump back in the chat and say thank you again. Because I'm going free flow with Carl and David. Carl is from England and David is from Scotland. Carl, who is your favorite fighter from England, old school, and who do you like now? Dave McCullough's favorite fighter, old school, was Ken Buchanan. Tim Gersh is still listening. He said, yeah, 46 at one point. And we had fun, Tim. We had fun. And Tim will attest, most people who come in my chats, regardless if it's boxing, and Tim, I believe this is your first time doing a boxing one with me. And I appreciate that. It's good to have a couple of moderators. I thank you and Broke Black Man 94, a.k.a. David the Saint. It's nice to have moderators. I don't think we had any issues, did we, Tim? Carl, I've subscribed to you tonight. Would love an alert. Wanna start one for a while. It's easy to start a YouTube station, Carl. Very easy. You know? And then we're gonna have fun with this. I was Ingram Jones, again, check out his Bayloric TV. He used to just have Bayloric Boxing. It was a sub TV, a sub channel of his, but now he doesn't do that anymore, but he still talks boxing on his regular Bayloric TV. And I was on his show twice. It was so much fun, and he's very knowledgeable. Oh my God, Zach, how you been, buddy? Zach is another friend from England, correct, Zach? How you been? Long time no chat, my friend. Zach's a big soccer fan. Dave McCullough, get WhatsApp chat, keep in touch. Get a WhatsApp chat, keep in touch. Zach says, I honestly thought Triple G won. Okay, Zach's a good boxing fan. I had it even, Zach, with my 1-point scoring system with extra points for knockdowns. I had it even, 6-6 with 1 point even, 6 points apiece, and I had that one half a point for each for the even. But if I had to pick a winner, it was a close decision for Jacobs, but it was a very close fight. Tim Gersh. Well, honestly, yeah, people in your chats are pretty cool. Tim, that's the way I like to try to keep it. I don't mind if people go back and forth. That's good. I like it. I don't mind even sometimes some colorful language. I've only had to boot a couple of people for the time I've been doing this. And Zach was here on my very first one, right? I believe Zach. Zach says, it's been too long since I've been on here. Always miss your live show. Oh, Zach, it's so nice to hear from you. Zach was on my first show I did. Zach says, yeah, I've been good, thanks. I'm from England. Which I remembered. See, Zach is really funny because Zach's a big soccer fan, football fan, European football. Zach, the first one I did was Thurman and Porter, and Zach was on it. I remember. Carl Young, Barry McGuigan, Kazagi, Ben. Oh, Nigel Ben. Yeah, all good fighters. There's lots. Robin Reed for a while. Now I love Fury and Eubanks Jr. Saunders when he's interested. Dave McCullough. Scored a draw. Would have had Jacobs. Better work from Jacobs to the back. I agree. That's why that's my point too, Zach. The close fight. Dave McCullough. Sergio Calzaghe. Calzaghe was amazing. Imagine if his hands weren't brittle. Imagine what Joe Calzaghe would have done if he didn't have bad hands. And he did. He's a Hall of Fame boxer, so it's incredible. Zach, I thought Triple G won, but can see how people thought Jacobs won. But to be a champion, you have to hurt the champion. Valid points, but I did think, Zach, I know where you're getting at. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I think, I can't say he hurt him to the body, but Jacobs I believe Triple G felt those body punches. I really do, because that was tremendous. That's tough, hard fighting that Jacobs did. And then he did the rolling of the shoulders, the dipping and that. So old school, beautiful. James Toney used to do that. James Toney did a lot of that. On the inside, you could dip and dive. Dave McCullough, supposed to rip the belt away. Well, again, good point. You're right, Dave. And I know you and I see the fight very similar, and I don't think it's because we, if we have difference of opinion, we would say it, but we do see the fight very similar. Tim Gersh. Well, Al, it's like 2 a.m. and it's 10 p.m. where I'm at, and you still have some UK people here. Yeah, well, they're nice. Dave McCullough, 5:40 in the morning. Zach, yep, been here from the start. I like how you backtrack on the soccer thing, haha. I go to Zach when I would go to Zach when he Zach, when I first started, was on a bit, and we talked a little soccer. Dave McCullough, the Kronk Gym is stuff of legends. Yes. Tommy Hitman Hearns, Milton McQuarrie, step notch below, couple notches below. Hilmer Kenty, Michael Moore. I met Michael Moore in person at a boxing function, a charity function, years ago when he was a light heavyweight. Really nice guy. I don't know what people have read about him, but you know what? When you meet someone in person, really nice guy. Tim Gersh, okay, well, now it's pretty early in the morning. Out of there. Out of here, I think he means. Thank you very much, Tim Gersh. Tim Gersh in the house. Tim Gersh now leaving the house. Tim, if I do a Walking Dead, I hope to catch it tomorrow. Jerry McClinton. Yeah. What a fight he had with Nigel Benn. Very sad. Very sad. I remember watching that Benn fight, and it was Nigel Benn, correct? And I remember Gerald McClinton, who's a fierce fighter, fierce, hard-punching fighter. And I remember Gerald McClinton, I'm watching a fight with my friends, and he started blinking his eyes and doing that. He would take his glove and go to rub the back of his head. I go, something's wrong with him. And my friends looked at me like I was strange. I go, if I'm in the corner, I'd stop the fight. And I love Manny Stewart. I love Manny. That was a very sad night in boxing. What happened to Gerald? Dave McCullough, best of all, Manny Stewart, the late great. I agree. He was at the function with Michael Moorer. He was training Michael Moorer. I spent over 20 minutes just talking boxing with him. No line, didn't have to wait in line. You ate a meal, and then they also had, you could sign autographs and take pictures. But he was just walking around talking to fans, and he was he was such a wonderful human being. Just talked to him for approximately just over 20 minutes. Just a wonderful person. Zach, what are your thoughts on Canelo Chavez fight? I think Canelo should beat him, but Chavez is a lazy fighter. I'm just going to be honest. The son's a lazy fighter. He's a name recognition. The only thing that could give Canelo some trouble, I think they're fighting at 165. I mean, Chavez might hit harder than anyone Canelo's faced. I don't know, just because of the size difference. McCullough, Canelo, for me, Chavez will be weight trained. David McCullough, what weight are they coming in at? Because Chavez, you're right. Hasn't he fought at light heavy too? Way over the 165. Carl Young, I've been wanting to start a podcast. Your channel has the most momentum out of us all. would just be a case of swapping email address at some point to arrange topics. Absolutely. I will send you my email address through the YouTube. Oh, David has the email address here. And let me do can I copy paste this thing? Why, I'm the freaking, I can't copy paste this thing? My God, it's my channel. What am I doing wrong here? Oh, I can. There I go. Ah! Copy. Now let me go to my, here. Bear with me a moment. Lots of silence now. I'm sorry. Oh, Michael Watson. When he beat, oh, Carl, what a fight that was when he upset Nigel Benn. Oh, that was Nigel Benn's first loss. I watched that on NBC Sports here in the United States. And paste. And I'm sending you an email, David, and I'm gonna say, hello, my friend. Thank you. Al. Just sent you an email. Okay? Yeah, Michael Watson. Oh, it's, he never won a title. He never won the title. Mike McCollum beat him. Was it Mike McCollum who beat him? He had a shot against Mike McCollum. I love Michael Watson. What a fight. I remember Nigel Benn and Watson would stay on the ropes and keep his hands high. He basically kind of did a little, not that he danced, but he did a little Muhammad Ali thing, and Ben just wore himself out. That being said, Watson was hitting him in between that. Oh, very awesome fight. What a fight that was. Dave McCullough, so lucky meeting Manny. Oh, it was very nice. Was a very nice man. God bless him. God rest his soul. Dave McCullough, 164. Thank you. Carl Young, Dave McCullough, I'll email you, mate. Zach, 164 and a half. Thank you, Zach. Dave McCullough. See, I'm getting tired. David, I'm just going to say David now because I don't want to mess up your last name. And I'm getting tired. And I'm going to mess up your last name, unfortunately. McCulloch. Any weight over that would be a 1 million pound fine for every pound over. Okay, so the catch weight, thank you very much. So the catch weight for Canelo Alvarez and Chavez Jr. is 164. You think he's going to make the weight? My God, I would. I wouldn't want to be fined £1 million or $1 million. Carl Young, that would be amazing, Dave. Carl Young, how old are you, David? I'm 36. Just curious. Your era was. Dave McCullough says 28. All righty. Oh, I don't want to go. I'm going to stay a little longer. I'm exhausted, but I'm going to stay. I have my friend Zach, who I haven't talked to in a long time, and I've met some other really nice people tonight. And still in here from those nice people is Dave McCullough from Scotland, and Carl Young from England, and Zach's from England, and Tim Gersh. My God, Tim Gersh, I love you. You're still here. Well, Al, boxers are some of the nicest people ever. I agree. I was lucky enough to meet some, and the ones I've met were really nice. That's why I say sometimes you read something about someone, but until you meet them, and I think you can tell when someone's bullshitting you. I mean, sometimes we make mistakes, but I think you can tell. So, anyhow, alrighty. What else? So, the catch weight for Canelo Alvarez and Chavez is 164.5. Dave McCullough and Zach have pointed that out, and I think Carl also did. And there's a fine. Dave McCullough says any weight over that will be a 1 million pound fine for every pound over. Now, that's for both fighters, correct? Obviously, right? Dave McCullough, what is everyone's thoughts on Roy Jones Jr.'s legacy? Is it ruined or should he have retired? Oh, wow. Wonderful question. Wow. Great question. Okay. Or should he? I'm going to go back and repeat this for everyone who's watching. And if you're one of the people watching, jump in the chat. We're talking some boxing. We did a live show. You can go back and listen to the audio commentary, and I read out in between rounds the chat, and now we're just talking boxing. And a wonderful subject matter, which I've discussed on Bayloric Boxing TV, Ingram Jones last year was kind enough to have me on a couple of times. Thank you very much, Ingram. And check out his station, Bayloric TV. Ingrid Jones does wonderful interviews. Dave McCup says, what is everyone's thoughts on Roy Jones Jr.'s legacy? Is it ruined, or should he have retired after the John Ruiz fight? He's fought way too long, but he likes to fight. And my biggest fear is not that he's still fighting. God bless him, he's making money. He's going to get hurt. And that's a very good point. Had he retired after winning the heavyweight title, okay, from John Ruiz, his legacy would be different. But he's still in, he's just fought, he's fought too long. It does, in a way, diminish his legacy, in a way, but he still has all those accomplishments. So, yes, it slightly diminishes his legacy, in my opinion. Because you have to judge him for all the good stuff he did. He's fighting way past his prime now. Great question. Tim Gersh, yeah, Ali, I met him, and he was a good guy. Oh, cool, Tim. Dave McCullough, that should be a subject in a podcast. Oh, yes, that should be that's a great subject for the podcast. So we won't. We can discuss a little bit, or we can discuss here. Zach, I'm gonna go to sleep, Al, but promise I'll be back soon. Glad to see you're still going strong. Well, Zach, I'm not faking my joy when I saw your name pop up, because you're like the first person. I'm almost positive you're like definitely the first. You know what? You're the first person. I'm almost sure of it. I'm not going to go back, but to jump in the chat when I did the Thurman Porter that night, I'm on my PlayStation 4, and I was like, I want to talk some boxing. I've never live streamed before. I said, I wonder if I could do this through the PlayStation, and I had a game up because I didn't know how else to do it. I just started talking boxing. It was hilarious, and the game's going on, the sound in the background. I didn't start the game, but and I called the fight, and we just had a tremendous amount of fun. Dave McCullough, I don't watch him anymore. It's too. I agree. It's too sad. I don't judge him after the Tarver fights. Excellent points, David. Yeah, that's Carl Young. Al, I'd love. Oh boy, I'm tired. Sorry, Carl. Carl Young. Al, I'd love you to message me, my friend. I've wanted to be part of a podcast for ages. How old are you, Al? Who's your favorite fighter? I am 47 years old. Some of my favorite fighters of all time. Dave, I've not got any email through, boys. Huh, hold on. I sent it. Let's see if it got hung up. Let me go to my sent. Oh, joy, I have a doctor's appointment on Monday. I forgot. Yay. I hate doctor's appointments. They're going to take blood. See if I'm dying. Not dying. I refuse to die. Alrighty, where's my sent file? Bear with me a moment. Okay, it seems like, okay, it's double click here. Your email is dinks1989@icloud.com. That's what I sent it. It says, hello, my friend. Thank you, Al. I wonder if it just takes longer. I don't know. Okay, let me go back to, Carl Young, favorite fighters of all time. I will be sending you guys, Carl and Zach, thank you very much, buddy. Thank you very much. Again, Zach was the original person I talked to in my boxing chat. Thank you very much, Zach. Health and happiness. God bless. Hope to talk to you soon. Dave McCullough. Yes, all lowercase. Okay. I did a capital D. Okay. All right. Let me send it again. Carl asked who some of my all-time favorite fighters are. I like Rocky Marciano. I like Joe Louis. Carmen Basilio. Henry Cooper. I like Henry Cooper from the UK. God, I'm gonna miss people. I like Roberto Duran, one of my favorite fighters. Tommy Hearns. There's a lot of fighters I like. I am more prone to action fighters. I like Joe Frazier. I met him. He was in God Rest His Soul. Again, I used to go to a lot of boxing charity events because they had fighters there, and it was just fun interacting with them. Dave McCullough. Cholo. I remember, this is funny because who was it who said Barry McGuigan? It was either Dave McCullough or Carl, or maybe it was someone else. But Hagler was, yeah. I remember when Hagler wrecked Alan Minter. I watched that on ABC, Wide World of Sports. They started throwing beer bottles into the ring. I could see people getting upset because your fighter lost, but they shouldn't have done that. That wasn't. Someone could get badly hurt, but yeah, a lot of tension in that fight. Minter was a pretty good fighter. Oh my God, I remember Hagler fought Tony Simpson, another English fighter, middleweight, and they fought in Worcester, Massachusetts. And my uncles went to the fight, and we went to my uncle's house because he had HBO. Oh, Ali, thank you. Thank you, Tim. Ali's a great fighter. Enjoy. And Ali, I'm going to tell you something about Ali. People tried to, and again, I was more of a Joe Frazier guy, just being honest. But let me tell you about my opinion on Ali. People try to emulate him, but Ali's fights, a lot of them, not all of them, were exciting fights because he threw punches. My one qualm I have with Floyd Mayweather Jr., who's an all-time great, is some of his fights are tremendously boring. He's so good, they become boring. Harold Graham was a good fighter, yeah. I think he lost the title shot to Mike McCullum, I believe. Or was it Sumbu Kalambe from Italy? Harold Graham was a good fighter. So, yeah, but anyway, Tony Simpson fought Hagler at Worcester, Massachusetts at the Centrum. Hagler was from Brockton, I'm sorry. And I remember watching the fight. It was a blizzard. My uncles went. Dave McCullough, Floyd's so negative. Yeah, that's another thing. I'm not a big negative person guy. He's a great fighter. That's all I'll say. I don't want to be negative. So he's a great fighter. But yeah, I agree totally, David. Ali was Ali again, more of a Joe Frazier guy. I am, so just let that be known. But Ali was much more could be more likable. You know, I mean, I don't agree with some of his stances, but everyone's entitled to them. Tim Gersh, bad news! I didn't win the lotto again. Tim, I'm gonna give you some bad news. Neither did I. I have to go to work on Monday. So, let me I'm going to be signing off shortly, but before I go, let me resend this email to my friend David McCulloch from Scotland. Okay, let me double click on that. Let me do forward, paste. So I did a capital D. I'm going to do lowercase d. Lowercase d. Okay. And send. All right, I sent it with a lowercase d, David. I mean, Floyd Mayweather, I never finished. Let me quickly finish my Hagler point. So Hagler hit Tony Simpson so hard in the chest, I thought he was going to have a heart attack. I mean, he literally. I like Tony. I like a lot of. I don't dislike many fighters. I really. I mean, you know what fighter I'm going to tell you who I don't care for. I never cared for Vinny Pazienza. I'm American of Italian descent, and my friends be like, "How do you not like Vinny Pazienza?" I thought he was. I mean, I just don't. He was a blowhard. I rooted for Roberto Duran, and they screwed Duran out of the first fight. Just like when Roberto Duran, he fought Hector Camacho, right? I mean, Roberto Duran's like 90 years old, and he beat him that fight. I never liked Hector Camacho either. I never liked him. Again, I'm a bit biased. I was a big Ray Boom Boom Mancini fan. I've watched that fight over against Camacho and over, and I'm going to be honest with you. If Hector Camacho let his hands go more, he probably would have stopped Mancini on cuts. But Mancini won that fight. Camacho ran and ran and ran and ran. Again, my opinion, I'm biased. Big Ray Boom Boom Mancini fan. So, but I've watched that fight over and over again. Dave McCullough. Duran was class. He was ruined going up in the weights. Yeah, he had. But you know what? He still fought well. He still could hold his own with a lot of great fighters. And you're right. He was so. I mean, you know what fight would have been unbelievable, and it did never happen. And I'm just curious, David, Roberto Duran versus Aaron Pryor. That would have been unbelievable. You know, Dave McCullough said, "Boom, boom, great fighter, big heart, very underrated." I'm a very good fighter, solid fighter. I don't know about great. I mean, in my eyes, he was a great TV fighter. I like him a lot. He seemed a nice person. I was not able to meet him. He did a charity event, but I was sick and I did not go. These are years ago. Um, he fought hard. He gave everything he got. It was very sad when he came back against Greg Haugen because he got in shape, but that's one of those deals where he hadn't fought in God, how long was it? 4 years? I mean, he looked in shape, but he wasn't. He had no timing in that fight, and obviously you're not going to take a tune-up because had Mancini beaten Greg Haugen, he would have fought Chavez, and he wouldn't have beat Chavez. But I'm just saying because Haugen fought Chavez after that fight. That's what they were trying to build up. So that's why he didn't take a tune-up fight. He thought Haugen he could hit. And Haugen was a solid fighter, you know. A very good fighter, Greg Haugen. Dave McCullough, Pryor may be too smooth. That would have been a hell of a fight, though. That would have been a heck of a fight. I got to do a title bout boxing thing. My little sim thing. I got to do that. Again, title bout boxing, statistical. Is it scientifically accurate? No. But then again, you never know who you could put two fighters stats through the best computer in the world. It says fighter A beats fighter B, but because they never really fought, you don't really know. But it's fun to talk about. Dave McCullough, you can be the best shape. If the timing isn't there, then it's good. Yes, I agree. He was in great shape. Mancini always got in great shape, but I remember watching that fight and just cringing when he threw his first few punches. I was like, oh boy. And you're hoping like maybe after 2 or 3 rounds, because I think Haugen stopped him in the 5th. I think he knocked. I mean, Mancini got up, he got stopped on his feet, but the pump beating he took, and I think it was a 5th round. Sticks in my head. I have to go back and look, but I think it was around the 3rd round. I'm like, he's not getting that timing back, and I just kept cringing. I just kept hoping he wasn't going to get hurt. And Haugen hit him with some. And Haugen was not a big puncher. Haugen was a really accurate puncher. And Haugen threw like 1-2s and an occasional 1-2-3. He never really opened up on anybody. But he was constant. It was that constant 1-1-2, 1-2-3, 1-1-2, 1-2, and he was slick. He was a good defensive fighter too. People compared him to a little George Chuvalo. I say yes and no because he was tough. He could take a punch. Haugen was a good defensive fighter. Dave McCullough, a.k.a. RJJ. I don't know what that means. A.k.a. RJJ. I hate to do this to you, David, but you're going to have to explain that one to the old man. Very solid, little bit mechanical. Haugen, correct? Great. Wow. You explained. You gave a better description to what that explained. Yes, very solid, bit mechanical, but it worked for him. It worked. He beat Camacho. He beat Jimmy Paul. I think he beat Harry Arroyo. He beat Mancini past his prime. He beat who did he? He lost to Whitaker. He went the distance. I think Whitaker actually dropped him too. Whitaker dropped him. I think knocked him down. I'd have to go. I'm sure Whitaker knocked him down in one of the rounds. But went the distance. He beat Pazienza once. He lost to Pazienza twice. He definitely lost the third fight to Pazienza. The first fight was close, and he definitely won the second fight. Um, so, yeah, great way of putting it. Very solid, a little bit mechanical. Dave McCullough, I mean, with some boxing prospects being methodical, staying in their comfort zones. Oh, okay. But that's actually a good description of Greg Haugen. But he was smooth, though. He was mechanical is a good way of putting it, and I thought that's what you're talking about, but in my mind, it's a good way to put it. But he was a smooth mechanical, if that makes sense. You know, I think sometimes a fighter should stay in their comfort zone. So if a fighter is like a 1-2, 1-2-3 guy, you know what I mean? What I would say is stay in that comfort zone, but just throw more, meaning throw more 1-2s. Because sometimes you throw a 1-2, sometimes you stay in the oven a little too long, if you get my meaning, and you're going to get burned. Now there are guys who are pressure fighters who have to stay in the oven, such as a Rocky Marciano, a Joe Frazier, an Ernie Shavers, you know. Um, Dave McCullough, engines run with the correct oil in the engine. I like that. Yeah, it's just some fighters are like that. Evander Holyfield, to a point, was that. He was very mechanical, but he would rip off like 10, 12 punch combinations in his prime. You know, it was unbelievable. So, well, it's 2:03 a.m. I'm going to sign off now. Thank you very much. This is Al, Red Sox fan. For everyone who joined, myself and the people in the chat, I'm going to go through one quick time to give thanks to everyone once again. I did a live audio commentary between Gennady Golovkin and Daniel Jacobs. Great fight. We all enjoyed it. I think even the people who just listened to my audio broadcast enjoyed it. But if you can watch the fight, if you haven't, I recommend it. Spoiler alert, Golovkin won a unanimous decision. I had the fight a draw. Dave McCullough, who's in the chat now, had the fight a draw. But again, if pressed, I believe him and I would say Jacobs won. Jacobs did a lot of great body work. Carl Young is still here. Unbelievable. He says, I'm tipping Trey Morris, Tommy Morrison's son, to do great things. He's with Freddie Roach. See ya, Al. Thanks. Thank you, Carl. Thank you, Dave McCullough. My God, Tim Gersh is still here. Thank you, Tim. So thanks to Tim Gersh, one of my moderators. Thank you to Dave McCullough, my new friend from Scotland. Thank you to Carl Young, my new friend from England. Thank you to Zach from England, my old friend who came back. I haven't talked to him in a while. I'm just going up. Bear with me, people. As I'm losing my voice now. Thank you to Broke Black Man 94, my other moderator, aka David the Saint. Check out his channel. He's a featured channel on my YouTube station. I'm gonna miss people because I'm going way up. Oh, thank you to Excella. She was a new person who jumped in the chat. Thank you to Very Dad. Thank you to Eduardo Mendoza. OJ Flash, thank you. I think I'm missing someone. Well, thanks to everyone. If I missed you, I did say thank you before. And just thank you for everyone who watched. We peaked out, I believe, at 46 people. And for a YouTube station of this size, I think that's pretty good. And I couldn't do it without the great people in my chat, my moderators, Tim Gersh and Broke Black Man 94, aka David the Saint. Dave McCullough and and Carl Young. We're trying to get a podcast together for us three to be on it and talk some boxing, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So this is Al, Red Sox fan, saying thank you very much. If you watched, if you like, hit the like button, subscribe. That's very important to me, but you don't have to, but it helps out the channel. Share, but most of all, come back. I think Tim Gersh will tell you
we have a very friendly chat, whether it's boxing or Tim and I, we do a little Walking Dead stuff. Um, and then we go over to Phil the Issues guy after that, who's absolutely marvelous. Good friend of the channel. Love Phil. Love Joe. Good night, David. Um, Dave McCullough says, great commentary tonight. Very impressive. Well, thank you. I'm more impressed with the wonderful people in the chat. Thank you all. So I'm babbling now because I'm really tired. So God bless you all. Health and happiness. I look forward to seeing everyone back, hopefully. And just, you know what? I'm clapping for all you guys. Thank you very much. Hats off to everyone who watched. And thank you very much. And Tim Gurr says, yeah, one of these days we'll talk some Iron. We will, Tim. We'll talk some Iron Fist. I got to watch it. But you know what? Even if I don't watch it, I'm going to watch it. We're going to talk some Iron Fist. So this is Al Red Sox fan saying thank you very much. Again, if you want, subscribe, like, share, comment. What do you want us to talk about? Do you want us to do this if we can once a week, once a month, once every couple of weeks? Thank you, everyone. Check out friends of my channel who I have under featured, such as Phil the Issues Guy, Dirty Issues Gaming, Broke Black Man 94, and others. Let me just quickly go here. They're good friends of the station, the channel. Ron Juckett, Retro Sports Network, Higher Ground Gaming. All good friends of the channel. So thank you, health and happiness. Hope to see you again soon. God bless. And remember to tell the people you love them and give them a hug and kiss, because you never know. So love you all. Thank you very much. God bless. Bye-bye.